Cybernation Uncensored.
Hey, we're officially live now. Everyone should be able to see us and hear us. Everyone say hello. Let's check those mics.
Hello.
Hello.
Heyo, heyo.
All right, I can hear everybody. Chat, let us know if anyone is muted or frozen. We'll try to get that fixed right away. And yes, we are finally back. Me and Val have been moving across the country and just dealing with so many life stresses over the past few months. We're finally back at it in a temporary location, but at least able to stream. And we're here with Team Phoenix Rising. I'll get into what this team is about in our monthly one-shot in a moment, but before we do that, let's do like we always do. Let's go around the table. Everyone introduce yourself. Let people know where they can find you online and introduce your character. Val, why don't you start it off for us?
All right, I'm Big Val. I'm at Cybernation_X. I have been missing in action because my phone is full of photos. And I can't get them off, and so yeah, it's my own fault. So that's why I've been missing in action online. But I do kind of peek in here and there. I play Phoenix, the Fixer, and she's a hot southern mess.
She is.
That's about it with me. She is.
Although she loses that southern accent with the synth coke, but yeah.
Yes.
She's still a Southern Belle most of the time. Cold Spider, Chris.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, I'm Chris. You can find me everywhere at ColdSpider04, and today I'll be playing Inferno, and Inferno is a mafioso version of Hellboy, essentially.
Oh yeah. And
He's a level 6 solo, and he's ready to get down to action.
yeah, and if anybody missed the last session, the VOD just got put on YouTube not too long ago, but it's the home base updates stream. It's not your typical one-shot for Team Phoenix Rising, but in that one we went over some of the upgrades with the home base, as well as some customized weapons and armor and all kinds of things that the local resident tech, Tyrus's character, Datara, basically did for the team and the home base. So check out that episode whenever you get a chance in the VODs if you want to see all the cool upgrades and updates that we've done with the team. But Tyrus.
Hey, I'm Tyrus. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Sarcastic Tyrus. I play the character Datara, who is a tech. Long story short, good old young man who's a bit new on the block, making a name for himself when he's not making weapons.
Oh yeah, very true. And when he's not upgrading the home base too, like I mentioned.
Yeah, when he's not the glorified construction worker.
He is. He's the local handyman. He's the team handyman, right? But yeah, Nolan.
Hey guys, I'm Nolan North. If you don't know who I am, where have you been? I've been running Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland for a little while now, and then I've also was in the Blade Runner, but I had to drop out of that one due to life reasons. But now I get to play here with the good old GM Rob. So this is going to be really exciting, right? I'm excited. I don't know if chat's excited. They should be excited. But anyways, besides that, you can find me on Cybernation Uncensored in the Discord here, and then at Nolan, it's Nolan North, I believe. I go through a little bit of changes here and there. On Instagram at Nolan_North, and then occasionally you can find me, I guess, playing here. And if you see me anywhere else, I don't know that person. But anyways, today I'm going to be playing Bones, a very interesting character, very, very interesting character. Bones grew up in a lot of wealth. He's probably almost 6 foot. Definitely not like fully 6 feet. He just tells people he's 6 feet. He's like 5'11". It's like, right on the cusp. So he might have like a short person syndrome. And with that being said, he does play an exec. So, or rather, I do play an exec. So we'll see how that goes on, right? I mean, I even got the little silky, what do you call it? Silky shirt. Feels really nice.
Coming in dressy. I like it. Hell yeah.
5'11" versus 6 foot, have an ass.
Yeah, yeah, and I like how it might not exactly be 6 foot, but that's what he tells people. That sounds exactly like an exec in Cyberpunk.
He's 5'9".
He's 5'3". He's not. He's completely off. But fuck it, he's telling people he's 6 foot. He's just a cocky exec. No, I'm kidding. Vulpus.
Hello, I'm Vulpus Fox. You can find me on CNU under the same name and just about anywhere else on Discord under Vulpus Fox. You can find me on Twitch at Ravens_Hammer, where I do we have 2 streams going on over there. One that I'm still getting into. Hopefully that'll go. At any rate, let's see, where else do I got? Over on X at Ravenshammer_, because somebody sniped my name. You can find me over there too. Let's see, what else is there? That's about it. I am playing Worf, literally a street rat in Night City. I am a rocker boy and looking to become famous and get some more fans, man. That and make an extra 500 eddies so I can actually get my damn internal frame now.
Nice. Oh yeah. Yeah, and I
have no idea what we made on the last stream.
Yeah, and I also want to mention. Oh, yeah, and speaking of last stream, the one where we did the updates, I don't think we updated the cost of some of those upgrades unless you work that out. Like I know Cold Spider, I know your character got the sheath for the big cleaver and stuff. There's certain things we needed to work out the pricing. So let's not forget that after this session. Maybe drop that info in the chat. Tyrus, if you want to come up with some pricing. I know you were kind of discounting and hooking up, but there's definitely cost of materials and things like that. I'll try to go back through that too and drop into the chat, but we should do that and update the edits. I also want to give a little shout out to Patreon. This is our team. This is basically Team Phoenix Rising. We do every month Cyberpunk Red one shot, and we do a raffle where we bring in a couple new players every month. So make sure you check out the Patreon if you're interested in joining that and possibly coming and playing with the team. But yeah, I am GM Rob Mulligan. I'm the game master here. I'm also the founder of Cybernation Uncensored. You can check out all our live streams on Twitch as well as all the VODs on YouTube, and then all those go out to 30-plus podcast websites. Every few months we try to update those in batches so people can watch some of the streams and campaigns in order. But yeah, check out Cybernation Uncensored anywhere you see social media and give us a follow, a like, a sub, all that stuff. It really means a lot. If you see us streaming live, please say hi in the chat and contribute ideas. We love people being part of our story. And like I mentioned on the Patreon, we have spots in there where you can potentially get in and play with this team, Phoenix Rising, as well as some other options there. Just go check it out. I also want to give a shout out to those that opted in and have been supporting on Patreon, literally just pouring fuel on the fire here. I can't express gratitude enough to Alex Maxwell, Nicholas, a.k.a. The King Square, Zach, a.k.a. GM Capricious Nature, Renegade 420, Anthony Rogers, The Land of Wolves, Terrafan, Rufio, rest in peace, brother. Sugar Butch, Brocken Witch, PWB, Craghorst, Ninsanity, Vulpus Vox, Nolan North, Ryan Anderson, Daiquiri Jack, Christopher Callies, GM Runs Games, and Vince, aka Bagels. Also shout out to a couple of our partners, Sirenscape, Fantasy Grounds, and Local Battle Maps. We really appreciate all of you. Yeah, that being said, like I said, this is our monthly one-shot team. We do Cyberpunk Red one-shots every month. We bring in a couple new players from Patreon. It's run by Valerie's character is the Fixer Phoenix. It's called Phoenix Rising. There's a long history of this team evolving from Team Veritas and other things. You can check out all the VODs on the Cybernation Uncensored YouTube channel. This team has been around for years, but it's evolved into Team Phoenix Rising. Like I said, Val plays a Fixer that runs the team. Tyrus is their local tech. Cold Spiders, they're solo, coming from the family that owns them, a mob family that owns Phoenix as well as Cold Spider's character. So they basically have to do gigs every month to kind of pay the bills and hold things down and maintain relationships with the sponsors. and Tyrus runs a weaponsmith shop out of the home base. I'll bring up the image of the home base when we get into it, so you can kind of check it out. It's a renovated firehouse, which is a lot of fun, very Ghostbusters style. But yeah, they bring in a couple new players basically off the Merc boards or through connections they have or just friends they've worked with in the past to get those gigs done every month, hence the one-shots. And that's where we're at. So let's dive into it. Let's get some Sirenscape city sounds going.
All right.
Let's see here. I'm going to get some out on the street sounds. Let me just make sure I stop the
Oh, you
music.
mean I gotta turn on my goth playlist? I gotta stop that?
Yeah. We'll dive into Sirenscape instead here. Let me get the volume up a little bit.
There.
Let's see.
Like that.
You might have to flip it.
Flip it.
Let's see. Let's
Yes,
cut out some of the
what's
music.
your-
Get some of the sirens down a little. Sometimes the sirens can be a bit much on some of the Sirenscape sets. We don't want to trip out people listening while driving, thinking they're getting followed by cops. So there we go. All right, we got some city sounds going. Let's get to the character overlay. I'm going to ask all the players to forget who the fuck they are in real life and step into their characters and fully role play that as I bring up that overlay. Now we have Phoenix, Inferno, Datura, Bones, and Worf. I'm going to take us over to the battle map just so I can show off the home base. It does have the old title in the loop when it was a Brain Dance Cafe. That's all changing. Like I said before, Datura is now running a weaponsmith sort of spot out of the bottom level. But you can see the map right there. It's a renovated firehouse, 3 stories tall. The team lives and works out of there. You're all there. Phoenix, basically, this job, this one shot came across your desk a little bit different. You didn't just get a typical call from an anonymous employer telling you get some edgerunners and get a gig done. You actually got a call from an old hookup of yours. I'm going to connect you to Bones. Bones is our exec who is coming in and playing. And Nolan, I know I mentioned to you, Bones the exec, we decided he worked at Continental Brands. That lines up perfectly with old Team Veritas, was sponsored by Continental Brands. They still had a sponsorship going up through the new team. So we'll say, there's a connection there. Her being a fixer, you being an exec, also the past relationship of sponsoring the team. And Bones, you basically, at Continental Brands, you work at one of the R&D facilities, R&D facility, R&D Center 7. And recently you were up for a promotion, but you lost that to Peter Slick Rockledge. And Slick basically talked a bunch of shit about you, spread bad rumors to the higher ups, and got the gig. Now he's basically running District 7, and you're still kind of on the lower ranks at that building, which upsets the fuck out of you. And being an exec in Cyberpunk, you're not going to sit back and take that lightly. You know a team of edgerunners that is down to do some fucked up gigs, so you contacted Phoenix to say, hey, this is what happened. I'm not letting that guy get the job that should be mine. I can help us at least get into the building or whatever, to whatever degree. And we're going to roll to see how deep you can get into the building. I have some fun ideas for that. But we'll say that you're hiring the team. You contacted Phoenix to say, hey, look, help me take out that fucking dude Slick. Let's take out Peter so I can work my way into that job. I just want you guys to off him. He pretty much lives at the facility. On the 4th pod level is an apartment office sort of complex, and he lives on site. He pretty much runs it. He lives the job like a typical dystopian exec. So that's what it is. You came to Phoenix to say, help me take out this guy. And we'll say Phoenix, because of the past gigs, you have a connection to Worf, the rocker boy. You've worked with him before. He's down for some fucked up stuff. He doesn't, he's not above taking out a life for some eddies if needed. So you got him involved. Does that all make sense and sound good to the team so far?
Yes.
I like it.
All right, cool. Then let's take it from there. Let's say you're at the home base. It just so happened Worf rolls up at the same time Bones rolls up. Bones, and I don't know what level exec, if you have any minions, a driver or whatever, or if you took a combat cab to stay under the radar from anyone at the building. I'll let you kind of play out the scene and how you roll up and all that.
Yeah.
But we'll say you just got there, you're at the door, Worf is there, the team can let you in. I'll let you all take it from there.
Hello, Bones. How'd you arrive here?
Big Val. Hold on. I gotta workshop the voice because I do not like his voice. I am Eastern European, so I feel like I'm gonna lean into a slight little bit Russian, maybe a little too heavy on it. Big Vale.
Phoenix.
Things have been good. Phoenix. Oh, Phoenix. Cool. Awesome. Phoenix. So things have been lately have been shit, but ride was not good, not bad. It's combat cab, standard fare. I told my guy to wait the car, keep it running. Stick some iron in that guy's face and keep it there. But it's a nice place you got here. Very swanky. When'd you upgrade? Did we buy this?
I just
Over the
whisper.
time. We upgrade. I got new members, you see.
I just whisper over to Inferno. Please tell me we can kill the suit. Please tell me we can fucking kill the suit.
Oh,
Suit is friends with us.
Yes, play nicely. Maybe I toss a few bones your way.
I immediately just gonna start getting my hand towards the scabbard, just like.
And Phoenix,
Yeah,
you notice Worf standing behind Bones coming in the door as well, so he showed up at the same time.
Who the fuck?
Perfect timing.
Well, hello there. How are you doing today, Phoenix?
Fabulous. We have another job, and you've worked in just perfect timing.
Oh, excellent. I assume the same pay at Ease and Coke?
You know how I work. You want to grab a cocktail, you're more than welcome to.
I appreciate it.
And in the meantime, while you're here, Wars is working again. I want to show you my newest gun invention that I made not too long ago.
I would like you to work on a frame for me, but let's look at this gun.
I won't
I'm
make any
always up for
promises on a
killing.
frame, but I'll see the. I'll show you the gun.
Brain?
Brain,
brain?
frame, whatever. It's been a hot minute.
I've had a
It's
very
fine.
long day at work, okay? I would like a drink. I heard the mention of cocktails. I can go make myself something, just point me in the direction of the bar.
I got you, Jake. I got it. While you explain what's going on. Phoenix walks over to
Don't-
grab some cocktails.
Don't tell him to
Brain.
touch. Don't let him touch my gin. Gin's mine.
No, I don't care for gin.
Well, I'm going to
Duly
tunnel off with
noted.
Tatara. And,
I brought the
take a
whiskey
look
because
at
that's what
this new stuff.
Phoenix is having.
And I think maybe you must be Inferno, right? Why don't you have a drink with me and put the scabbard away? There's no time for knives.
If you're buying drinks, I'll have a drink with you. I mean, well, you're not really buying, but let's go have a drink.
Let's grab a drink. I think we can all agree on that. Neutral ground, eh?
All right. Well, cheers to not kill each other for the next few hours.
And cheers
Okay.
to the trigger Vitus. Name's still pending.
I look at Phoenix and I on the mention of cheers to not killing each other for the next few hours. I look at them and say, we don't have to have this kind of relationship. We can make it personal. We can actually make money, and I can keep you off the books, and I can sponsor you through Continental Brands. I look around and I'm like, you see all this shit? This is child's play. You come into my world. You come into my life. You have fast cars, good AVs, newest Aerodyne. It's amazing, and I don't fit on the stool completely. I'm on the stool, but clearly Inferno is taller than I am, so I have to talk up to you, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
And as it's going on, I
think even the
cheers
rat's
you and
taller than you. That's pretty
I
sad.
take a sip of drink. Say, cheers. Hopefully, I don't kill you.
I just
You know,
giggle.
I've heard this song and dance too many times. I don't know. I don't know about my partner over there, Datara, but yeah, I've heard this song and dance before, Mr. Suit.
Oh no,
I'm
I've heard it too many times. I give you an offer you can't refuse. Next thing you know, you're dying in a ditch.
Yep.
Listen,
That's our
it
life.
takes a lot. It takes a lot of good well-being and a lot of smarts and education not to land in the dirt.
Are we still sponsored by Cotton Honor Brands too? Do we still get their stuff?
I'm not sponsored.
No. Yeah, I think you were sponsored by.
It was. Yeah, until we. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Sure.
Wait, were they that we did that? We did the expose on.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
You
you
did an
guys pissed
expose
them off
on who?
just a bit.
Nothing. They're poopies. But yeah, sure.
Like I do like the whole just like I tap my ear and it just like I make a mental like you can see myself making a mental note as I'm just like taking it all in, taking in the bar. What are the smells? Is there anything that stands out currently that would be smelling very like something that's just like overwhelming?
Patchouli. I'll wear that.
Inferno
yeah,
smells all
maybe
the
a,
time.
yeah, a little bit of Worf's cologne. I would say the firehouse probably smells a lot of liquor. The team definitely likes to put down some liquor. Seems like after each gig.
Yeah.
And plus in terms of not smells, you know, I'm kind of showing Worf a gun made from cyber teeth.
I was gonna say maybe a cross between liquor and a little bit of like burnt electricity from all the updates Datara was doing. You know, like that sort of like electricity smell.
Yeah, we had a fire in the kitchen not so long ago.
That
so
too, yeah.
I go like I just pull out classic lighter and just give it a good couple flicks, get it lit, and a cigar. I'm like I look around like you don't mind, right? As I take I inhale.
I just pull my sword out and just like hold it up to your cigar, like.
Oh, thanks, Inferno. See, this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship.
Cheers.
If only the other mercenaries were like this. But
I mean, if you like the gun that I made, we could probably be good friends.
if I want the gun that you made, or if I take a look at the gun that you made?
Take a look at it. No, I'm keeping this. No, I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get like this mass produced.
Mass produced. Okay, let's see here. Let's take a look at the gun. Let me make some extra eddies off of you.
So here you go. This is called the Trigger Vitus. It shoots cyber teeth.
It smells so bad.
Now, I like kind of hold my nose. Now,
Thank God
do
for
you
nasal
think-
filters.
do you think you can? Well, where do you get the teeth?
Everybody.
Pried it from some dead choom.
Love you.
Okay.
I thought
So
you
you
said you
use
got
the
these off of
ammunition.
executives.
Okay, see, Face
You
is
mean
like,
to
let's
say that-
regroup. Why are you here?
Listen.
Yeah,
well,
why did you call me?
Wait. Guys are getting so sidetracked, so easily sidetracked.
Where there's eddies to be made, there's eddies to be made. Right? Come on.
I know, but I
Sometimes
have to
you don't
smell
have
this
to
all the
risk your life.
time.
I'm surprised you have not burnt your nose hairs with the amount of liquor in here. I'm surprised the place didn't burn down when I lit up my cigarette. But we have a job. It is quite a job. It's not can't promise it'll be easy, but in theory it should be pretty easy. I mean, I look around the room, seeing as some of you have really good experience and I know some of you by name, perhaps taking on my old business manager might be a good idea. This guy named Slick, he's fucking right as prick, and he's a thorn in my side. He took my fucking promotion, and I fucking hate him. I will fucking gouge his eyes out, but I am not that barbaric. I have friends that can take care of it and help me. I can get into the building and maybe look at security, but I can't remember what his building looks like since the last time I was there. Have I ever been to Slick's
Oh
building?
yeah, absolutely. You're R&D Center number 7. You work out of there, and let me explain the building a little bit, just so everybody kind of gets an idea. But it's basically it's in the warehouse district. It's kind of a series of these huge, big dome building pods. There's basically one way in to the reception center, which is just a receptionist, and then you take these sort of people mover tubes to the next big pod, and you have to go through the first pod to get to the second one, to get to the third, to get to the fourth. What you do know about them is in pod 1, it's basically all about like marketing, packaging, and consumer simulation R&D. In Pod 2, you know that there's it's all about like chemical fusion, flavoring, and a recycling program for flavors. So it's all about like the flavors and the details of it, of the R&D with that. Pod 3 is about the research, everything from the addiction, spoilage of materials, down to toxicity and things like that. So it's a bit more of the research side of it. And then Pod 4 is the exec pod. So Pod 4 is basically just exec offices, and then the penthouse pod is basically in Pod 4 or attached to it. And that's where Slick is. He basically lives out of there. The court puts up, the district manager basically gets to live out of there rent free. There's a pimped out little condo, but they work out of there. It's like a 24/7 sort of gig, right? You're committed to the company. But that's basically Slick got that gig. You know that he's up in that Pod 4, posted up in that condo sort of situation in the main office. And you didn't get the promotion. But let's figure out how deep into the pods you have access, where you work. Roll a 1d6 and let me know where it's at.
Excellent. Let's see here. 1d6. Here it goes. I hope I get a 6. I got a 1.
Damn it, I knew it.
You got a... yeah, one... Yeah, basically you're in Pod 1. Look, you have access to get in the front door, deal with the receptionist. We'll say the front receptionist, Ileana, is she's very friendly with you. In fact, she flirts with you. You flirt with her, but it's never gone beyond that. It's kind of like, you know, your work wife sort of vibe, right? But she's very friendly. You two get along very well. That's the front receptionist. You pass that, you go through the first people mover into Pod 1, and that's where you work out of. We'll say roll me another 1d6. Because each pod is broken into 3 sections as you go through, and I kind of want to...
Got a 5.
5, perfect. Okay, so you're in the last section of Pod 1. So basically you deal with consumer simulation chambers, where they use virtual environments to test how food is perceived during different emotional and environmental states. They hook up basically volunteers to VR, and they test their taste experiences, where like eating sweet corn foam while watching a simulation of their childhood farm increases sales potential. Things like that, as well as emotional mapping, eating the emotional mappings of the people. So like testers are fed kibble during horror sims, rom-coms, gunfights to see which flavors enhance different moods. So that's kind of your division. You deal with, we'll say, the brain dances, the people that come in to test subjects and that sort of side of it. But there's 2 other sections that you got to get through in that first pod to get to your 3rd section. Yeah. And we'll go over those details as you're traversing through the pod. But hey, at least you can get up to through the first pod. Now, getting to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, you don't really have security access. You'll have to figure that out with the team on how to make that all happen. And you need to figure out your approach on all this. You know that guy Slick lives in the 4th pod. There's one way in through the front because it being such a high security R&D facility, or like secret R&D facility. It's very ambiguous. You know, the area, like I said, one way in, one way out through the front, and each security level is only allowed up to that certain level. No one passes to the next pod. It keeps kind of everything compartmentalized. But yeah, I'll let you discuss the approach, how you want to do it. Feel free to ask me any questions. I can fill you in on the facility or any other things if you have ideas, but I'll let you take it from there.
I'm not going to lie. I'm honestly curious about the third section. The poisons, the addictive tendencies, things like that. That could be expensive information to have.
It could be, but a lot of that information is rather what will get these people excited after going through simulations. If you've ever seen the movie Ratatouille, you know the scene where the old man takes a bite of the young man's little, vegetable dish, ratatouille, which is the terrible, terrible little dish. But anyways, he takes a little bite, the old man, and he gets transported to his childhood. He becomes basically a little child with his mama, remembering how his mama would take care of his boo-boos. It's a lot like that is what I do, but the addiction side of it, that stems from learning my first sport first. But in a nutshell, that's everything I know. As I kind of streamline what GM Rob has told the players here.
Yeah, we'll pretend Bones
So-
said all that shit I said, you know?
So, do we
What
have
I'm
a-
hearing here is that we need to get into the first one as your volunteers, quote unquote.
Yes.
Get in.
Get to see.
And then
really
wander
good.
off out of that building into other pods. But I don't know how we. Yes.
How do you not
No.
have access? Yeah, how do you not have access to the other pods though? Are you not like high on the corporate ladder there or something, or what?
Listen, you get to you get older in life, you get better job, you get better pay, but sometimes people shit eaters like fucking Slick over there, he gotta hit me just a little too quickly. I need to make sure this looks like it was some kind of random accident, cannot be tied to me. Yeah, get to kill that guy, cause listen, between you and me, that shithead's done some weird fucked up shit.
Gotcha.
We're going in quiet. All right.
I mean,
Yeah,
explosions
yeah.
sound like a good distraction.
So I do know the receptionist, Ileana. She's pretty sweet. She's a nice little lady. She does her own thing. I see her in the mornings when I go in, and I see her in the afternoons when I go out, or rather when I go out to lunch. Sometimes I bring her back a little bit of that little nose candy and some flowers, and it's just fun. It's just fun right now. But maybe I could take her out, ask her on a date, and get a little bit more information from her, and maybe get clearance. At least, maybe not multiple badges. I will try to spring for everybody to have a badge, but one is better than nothing, right? That's why you're professionals.
So
Yes.
long as it helps it, yeah. So long as it helps us get deeper in, so long as we can at least get one badge, it's a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, and access to a computer to erase some stuff.
Do we have any schematics of the environmentals for this building? Any Havoc schematics?
Yeah, we'll say that Bones knows.
Anything?
Bones knows about the first pod at least, and yeah, it has some security. You know that the pod, and you can only assume the other pods have a couple security guards. You know your pod typically has a couple security guards. They always shift, change in, and cycle in new people. You never get to know them or get friendly with them. They're just hired guns. But there's always two security kind of doing the rounds in your pod. You have seen a Doberman 500 come and go from the facility, so you know that that's somewhere in there. As well as you have seen techs come to service drones as well as other environmental defenses, because you know of that sort of tech service. Exactly which environmental defenses and things, that's not your specialty. You really don't know, other than what I've explained.
So sometimes I just work there, Sometimes I don't ask too many questions, because sometimes you ask too many questions, you get put in the wrong places, and then you get fired, and then you have no life, and then you're stuck sucking shit like you guys. Pardon the expression, but it happens.
I won't take that as offense.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't suck shit. I suck black lace at least. At least get it right.
Still, you don't get this on your drugs.
Gotcha.
Yes.
But anyway, you did say techs work there, right?
Yes.
Yes,
I got my cover.
Excellent.
yes. So we need to get some testers
Hey,
in there.
Phoenix.
You need to get in as a test. Oh, yes.
I have a question. I mean, you're a fixer. You're a damn good fixer. Maybe you could set up a meeting as like having me as a spokesman type thing. I'm high enough up on the food chain to warrant that.
Ah, you are a rocker boy. They would like your.
Yeah, tell them it's like a sponsorship deal or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Thank
could
you.
get
Sponsorship
Sponsorship,
in.
'cause
What was
those
that?
are
Inferno?
kind of hard.
They are, but I'm not kidding.
What about what did you propose?
no. I was saying like I could
Oh,
be bodyguard.
That too.
Ah,
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
but
Okay, so
is he that much of a prick that he would take meetings?
that I know of,
Phone?
let's say.
Well, this is this is a research and development center, so it's less about marketing the product and that sort of place. Like this is this definitely does a lot more research on like new flavors, packaging, the way it affects customers, things like that. It's an R&D
Yeah,
facility.
I think the two things that we can work on is you getting some more information on how to get a badge from her, and then we can actually like come in as testers, and somebody can come in as a tech to break it out, and that way we can try to get in the building that way.
Well, you know what? I just had a great idea, Mr. Rocker Boy. Worf, how many times have you OD'd?
How many times?
Yes.
You would have to ask Trauma Team. I can't remember that shit.
Roll the dice.
Like a true rocker boy.
Here, let me roll the dice here real quick, and we'll find out.
Yeah, do that. Do a 1d10.
Oh shit! Well, I rolled that, so
Jesus.
98 times.
Let's do a 1d10. Let's do a 1d10.
Yeah,
98 might be a bit like.
Like, Jesus,
like
how are you not
Walking
dead?
dead at this point.
I sponsored Narcan, dude. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. 7 times.
It's like,
That's still
who's your
pretty damn
sponsor? Drugs. Which one? No, all the drugs.
All of them.
All the
All of
drugs.
them.
high. Well, I did ask
7
if I could
times,
be
yeah.
addicted to everything.
Yeah.
So if you do OD 7 times, I'm sure the RD part of addictions might be interested in what makes you tick and how often you get your cyberware replaced. So that might actually be a good in and how you become one of my prime testers.
No, I mean, that could work. I mean, I'm not smart on that end. I mean, if you need something dead or something coerced, I can take care of it, but you're speaking beyond my level.
All you got to do is stand there.
Yeah, Worf, just to like keep it standard, a lot of testers aren't white collar and pretty dumb anyway. I think you'll fit right in.
Oh, I'm gonna have to try that. Being dumb is just not in my fucking wheelhouse.
What do you mean? You work here, right? I mean, you came here, right?
We're not done.
Well, I
oh
mean-
my god, this.
True enough, I did pick up the phone call.
Are you sure we can't? Are we sure? Are we sure? Inferno, are we sure?
I look over at Phoenix. Please. Pretty please.
Who are you looking at? Me?
Yes, you. Phoenix.
What do we're going to take the deal, but now I'm really going to have to negotiate. He's insulting us as he's asking us for jobs. I'm a little right here, right now.
Yeah, and we'll say also, because we didn't discuss pay really, and I kind of brought Nolan's character Bones as the one kind of creating the gig, because it all tied together with the campaign idea. But we'll say this, Bones, you know that this is going to be a dangerous sort of mission. You got to be sneaky, you got to be tactful, like it sounds like you guys are doing. You're making that plan, but you also know the end result or whatever you have to do is you have to off this guy, right? So it's going to get dangerous. There's going to be some fighting or at least a death involved. So 2K eddies, you got 2,000 eddies. Not even credits, unmarked eddies, nice clean underground job, and that's a good price. 2,000 is pretty good for a dangerous gig. That's your standard.
2,000 per person, correct?
No, 2,000 total.
Total. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna haggle that one because he's
Yeah,
annoying me right now.
I was trying to make that 2,000 per person.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so yeah, I offer the job details in total price, and then that leaves you to negotiations.
Yeah, but you're also not taking into account the accident.
Well, listen,
Accident. You gotta pay.
I'm not paying myself on this one. Neither is Continental Brands. I'm literally hiring the 4 of you, the 5 of you, right? Yeah, the 4 of you. 5 of us, 4 of you. I can math.
It's cool, but you gotta remember, we're in the good old United States. We don't have free healthcare. We need the extra coverage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so roll that haggle. Let's
Listen.
do a Bones and Phoenix haggle.
Oof.
PWP with the offering future perks and favors. I love that. Yes, that's exactly what Bones would do.
Yeah. Well, I want a frame out of this at least.
Did it roll?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
A very good roll. This is a very good roll.
yeah, Bones, you got your.
Oh man, can I? So I know it's a haggle. Can I? Can I do an accounting for this one, mainly because it's numbers?
Yeah, you can do that. We'll see if you have it within. Yeah, you're not able to talk your way out of it. Yeah, Phoenix comes with that silver tongue. She's, 30 roll on that haggle, so you're gonna have to pay an extra 20%. And we'll say 20% per person extra. So, 2,000 total, and then another 400 to each person. On top of that, you know what I mean?
Okay, so that'll be total of 2,000 plus
12,
so
3,200. That would come out to, right?
Oh, perfect, awesome, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I'll
Or
bet,
no, 600. Sorry.
Be 900 a person or 600.
400 a person. There's 4 of you, so that would be
Okay.
1,600 in addition to the 2K, so 3,600 total.
Where's Nigel when you need him? He did some accounting for Neon Lords the other day.
Nice.
But so yeah, I look at Phoenix and I give you the final price and say, listen, since this is coming out of my pocket, essentially, this is all I can spare. This is all I have. I literally have nothing till my next paycheck.
All right, that's agreement.
All right, you got it. That's the agreement. You know the gig. What's the approach? What's the first thing you want to do?
Get a badge from Ileana. I'm sure that would be probably the easiest, and at least if while I'm there, have an earpiece.
Yep, after we get the badge taken care of, I could just say I'm one of the new techs that was hired in, since we know the techs work there.
And then we got to get Rocker Boy in as the test subject. All of us in as test subjects.
Okay, so one more time, just from the top. So I'm gonna go in to talk to Liana about getting a badge, and then would you guys follow me then, or before then, or sorry, when do you guys come in?
We're gonna do that after. You're gonna do your little spiel with her.
Yep.
And then when you come out and do, then you're gonna, when you come to work to bring your new test subjects, will be your new test subjects.
Cool.
And then
Easy.
we'll have Dadarak apply or become the new tech lady for that day.
Yep.
And then you can do whatever you need through our Rocker Boy to get closer to the main guy.
We could just say we could just say I'm a temp to make it easier for I'm a tech for that day.
Mm-hmm.
When do we want to move on these?
Right away.
When do you have free time? Right away? Okay, excellent.
Yep.
Tatara, how quickly can you apply to this place? And I guess I'll take my combat cab back over there with my little bodyguard over there. He's chilling out in the car. He's just nice little good boy he is. Yeah, I'm gonna go chill out with him. Head over to the pod and get on with the Ileana and the. I'll be back for you. Brother, I'll probably just in the combat cab.
It won't be a problem. I'm sure my coworker could forge some documents to get me in without asking questions, so it's all good.
Good.
Yeah, and if you want, you can do, while Bones heads over to talk to Ileana, if the team wants to decide whether Datara, Phoenix, Inferno, or Worf, who would have the better library search, or all of you can do it ultimately. I mean, everybody has an agent. Don't forget your +1 using your agent. But if you want to look up what's the official hire paperwork for R&D Center number 7 at Continental Brands, then the next step, you'd have to successfully hit that, which will be a bit difficult. But once you figure that out, then it'll just be a sort of counterfeit. I'll even take some type of artistic skill or art skill to counterfeit that sort of employee pass or temp pass for Datara to look like he's been hired. But in the meantime, while you figure out who's going to roll all that, let's take Bones over to the facility. You head over to the warehouse district. Underneath these pods are basically on stilts. And underneath is this huge parking lot. You just see all the cars. It's also shared to other warehouse facilities, basically separated by security gates. But you get in there and you head into the first pod, which is a small pod compared to the others because it is just the entrance and lobby. You can see behind the main desk where there's the security door leading to the first sort of people mover or tube to get to the first pod. But as soon as you enter, you see Ileana there in her sort of slick little onesie sort of suit with her purple mohawk slicked back. She takes off her shades and puts it down. And, oh, Bones, I didn't think you were coming today. I thought today is your day off.
Yes, you know, it's how it be. You know, sometimes you can't escape work. Sometimes work lives with you, and sometimes it's just the nature of being who we are in this world. You know how it goes. I'm sure you see the same people coming day in, day out. But
Too
hey,
much.
listen. I may have some friends coming in with some very expensive cocaine. Would you like some?
Of course.
Excellent. I don't know when they'll be around, but we'll see when they come around. And I think I may have lost my badge. Do you think you could print me out the temporary one for a couple days?
Of course. So, but you need to find. You know, if you lose, I have to file the serial number. Do I file as lost? Are we canceling new serial, or you're going to find it?
No, Leon, it's okay. I think I left it in my other shirt. The inside pockets. It's back at home.
Oh, okay. I print you temp. Hold on. She goes over and starts messing with some hologram pad, and you see it just instantly print out. Hands you the pass. You got the holographic pass. Says temp.
Can I do a concentration check to keep a record of everything that she did from the point of me asking for her badge and her getting up and typing in all that information? Because I know she's giving me a temporary one, but in ways to maybe potentially get another badge, because I know we talked about having more badges. So where did I go?
Definitely.
I lost stuff. Okay, here goes a... What was I doing here?
Concentration.
Concentration. That's what I need to be doing right now. Unfortunately, I'm not. I got a 15.
Nice. Yeah, give me a perception, too.
Excellent. Perception. Oh man, I have Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland on the mind, so like my character sheet, I'm like trying to remember where everything is in Cyberpunk Red.
19.
But I got a 19.
Nice. Yeah, you witnessed the entire process. You see that she basically pulls up on her little hollow pad, just clicked on temp pass, sent it to the printer. I mean, it was super simple. You see the process. You just need access to her hollow pad and that printer, which is all right there. But yeah, you know exactly how to make temp passes.
Okay, thank you so much, Ileana. Let me walk into my office. I left a few things there, and then I'll be back, okay, sweetie?
Of course. She goes back to work at the desk.
And then at this point, I saunter in, head straight to my pod. Just make it look like I had completely left something behind.
Yeah.
I acknowledge the regular people that I see, and is it open office or like we cubicle slaves?
Yeah, it's basically like this huge tube that goes to the pod. It opens up into a pod that's broken into 3 sections. The first section is the marketing, prediction, and trend mining division. You see people hooked up to AI and brain dance machines all in there. The second section, you pass through all the packaging and deception lab stuff. You see people, smelling wrappers and stuff, the packaging, like they have scented packaging and all kinds of weird shit going on there. And we can go over these details as you pass through the sections with the team later if you want to take a look at things or at least get some more details. But then you get to the third section, which is your section. And that's the consumer simulation chambers. And all in the back of this pod are all these individual sort of brain dance chambers and isolation booths where you see test subjects basically plugged in, running through different scenarios and things and testing it. And off to the side there is just a cubicle desk. That's where you typically post up. Okay, and then beyond that is the tube, the security door and tube that goes to the next pod is beyond that, yeah.
Question. I do have an internal agent, and I have it hooked up to a Chiron. Can I take pictures? Well, I mean, I don't have any cybernetics, but because it's an internal agent, maybe? Question mark?
Yeah, you can take pictures.
Awesome. So I take a few pictures, and then just hang on to them, and just like normal, like I'm just taking pictures that like, myself, posting up, being an exec. And then I walk over to my desk and I plop down in the chair, push up from the desk and like spin around a couple times, look at my calendar, look at the computer that I'm working on, look at the paperwork that I'm working on, and then kind of just have a little aha moment, just aha, and then this the one, here it is, and then I get up and walk away from my desk.
Perfect. Back over to the team at the firehouse.
Yeah, so going back to that role, you said you would take an artistic way to do a forge.
Yeah, first
right?
let's do that everybody do a library search.
All right.
It's gonna be yeah. After that, it'll be some type of artistic skill. If you don't have a counterfeit, I'll take some type of artistic skill.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You said library search?
Yeah, library search.
Come on, guys.
I got a 14.
14.
Wow.
Nerd.
Did everybody roll?
Yeah,
Yep.
Phoenix is like, I'm tipsy already.
What were the numbers? 6, 11, 7, and 14? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no one was able to find the temp hire or work papers for this R&D center number 7. They're too buried on the data terms and such. No one was able to find them. Yeah. So you might need another plan unless you can think of a way around that. Yeah. Or that part of the plan.
Anybody in that
This
skills.
is going to sound crazy,
What?
but would I be able to see if, maybe covertly ask any of my fans if they have any information on this stuff?
You could. It'd be very rare.
Hard as hell, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would be very rare, and it would put that info out there to your fans, just so you know.
So, which one would I roll under? Single, small group, huge?
Well, that guy dies, so nobody's gonna know we're there.
No. Roll a 1d10. What's your luck stat?
My luck 2.
Okay, roll a 1d10.
I'm not gonna get this.
What did you roll?
10.
Oh,
I
yeah.
blew that a little bit.
Yeah, no luck. You post on some of your social pages and stuff, and there's no feedback. In fact, the feedback that you get is actually a bit negative. Some people saying, "What the fuck, Worf? Why are you fucking with corpos and execs? And why would you want that? You're gonna get a normal 9 to 5. I'm no longer a fan." A couple of them were kind of giving you some shit.
You get 5 sellout comments.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Phoenix throughout all this time doesn't know a computer person? That's kind of... Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm gonna look over to Phoenix. It's you got that suit's number, right?
Yeah. Bones?
Yeah, see if he can send us a picture of what a tech application would look like for that corporation. Then I might be able to forge something.
Yeah. Send Bones a message. Actually, I called him. Bones. Hello. Calling him.
Bones here.
Hey, are you still at your office?
Yes, I was just about to leave. What's up? What is up? Don't tell me you're backing out on this shit already.
No, we have a little snag. We couldn't find anything on the temporary job for our tech. Can you see if you could find an application or something in that building from your lovely little receptionist?
Sure I can. I've got her wrapped around my little finger.
Sounds a little dirty, but thank you. So you can send us a photo if you got it.
Of her or of my finger?
All of it. All of it.
You got it.
Bye.
Later. And so, I guess that's next up on my list. Unless you guys want to do something else, players, other Phoenix and
No, you can
Inferno,
do this. You can.
Before I do try and go for a forgery check, since you did say there was an artistic thing, I want to try and do a draw paint sculpt just to see if I can make some fancy ass application.
Well, you would
looks like it'd be believable.
Yeah, in order to do the counterfeit or an artistic thing, you first needed to find
The document.
a copy of it
Gotcha.
using library search, or in this case, Phoenix came up with the idea of asking Bones if he could maybe get a copy of it. So, gotta have the horse before the cart. So let's go over to Bones.
I will wait.
Let's go to Bones and see if he can figure out how to maybe get a copy from Ileana.
what kind of dispenser, like, it's an office building, right? And there's a bunch of workers around. There's got to be some kind of like station where you can like get some coffee or like get a drink or something.
Oh yeah, we'll say
is there
each,
anything
each
like
pod. Yeah, each pod has its own little break room area. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So then I grab. I look at the Continental Brands Synth Cop or Synth Pop, cough. What's it called? Synth Cough, right?
Cough pops.
Cough pods. Yeah, awesome. So I look for, of course, being the corpo that I am, I'm looking for the most real, organic, naturally grown, non-GMO coffee beans that have been like finely ground 7 days ago and have a lot of, this is perfect. And so I make a drink. I make myself coffee in my to-go cup, and I make a second one for Ileana. And I like on the paper cup, I write her name in like the prettiest way that I can, and I put what I remember how she likes her coffee.
Yeah, I'm sure you would know. Yeah.
Excellent. So if we're gonna say she likes her coffee, 3 creams and 2 sugars. Really simple, nothing crazy, nothing fancy. And then I put a nice little lid on it, and I make my way over to Ileana's desk again, going through the pod system, and I just kind of like tap on her shoulder. I'm like, Ileana, I brought you coffee. It's probably been a long day just based on how it is back there.
Oh, you know me so well. She grabs it, instantly drinking it. Perfect.
Hey, listen, I have a cousin. He's recently graduated over in USSR. He finished up 12 years in college. It's USSR, right? Everybody knows they got to do things longer over there because that's how they like to do it. They like to do things, they like to take their time with shit. But anyways, this kid, he's really good. He's very smart, very techy. I think he might have a good fit here. He has a degree in marketing, he has a degree in technology and sales, and he has a degree, not believe it or not, he has a degree in linguistics and English, so he might be a better speaker than I am. Might actually be worth a bit. Do you know how I could get him hired on?
Well, I think you have to go through the main HR department in the main office building. No direct hiring for R&D. We don't do direct. They always come from corporate.
Oh, okay. Thank you. But, listen. Could I have you put in a good word with him? Tell him that I'm going to head up, maybe get a temporary application, maybe fill it out. Maybe there's an internship, or maybe let me ask him if there might be some kind of internship he has to do for his stupid college.
Yes, maybe. Give me a persuasion.
Come on, use that Corpo Riz.
Corpo Riz.
Cyber Riz.
Persuasion.
Use that Cyber Riz.
Cyber Riz. Good one.
Not
pretty
bad.
good.
18.
Nice. She says, and she looks around. She gets on her little hollow pad, and you see her like slide some files over, and then something prints out. And she says, "Look, here's last one that come. This is application. He do not work too well, but you can maybe pass this on and tell your buddy to not fill out like this guy, and maybe do a little better, and he can make his way in. And it has address here for a corporate location for him to drop application." She hands it to you.
Perfect. Okay. This is very helpful. Thank you, Liana. You've just saved my life, and you have saved the life of this little kid. He might become some kind of important corporal rat. I don't know. You know how it goes. Sometimes you give a chance on those who need it the most, and they take it, and they don't squander the opportunities.
Hey, whatever you want, Bones. She kind of like gives you a little smirk. You can tell she cares little about that guy and more about like you persuaded her. And she's more just trying to hook you up.
In the
Excellent.
meantime, while this is going on with Phoenix and Inferno, like I'm just like looking around. It's like, you ever get that weird feeling when a corpo's giving you a backhanded compliment?
Is there any other type of compliment from a corpo?
Hilt of my blade like a fish dinner. It's like clink, 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 clink.
Back to Liana.
Backhand compliment.
I just felt like I got the biggest. I just feel like somebody gave me the biggest compliment and then just threw it in with like the biggest insult afterwards.
Yeah, you've been doing that the whole time we met him.
It's just who Bones is, He's got that short guy complex. And so, to Eliana, I just kind of look at her, and I like kind of see those longing eyes, and say, "Listen, Eliana, I think maybe you and I should go out on a date sometime. You know, but do you think you could take the day off today?
I will call in sick right now, Bones. We finally go out. Official date.
Yes, give me a couple of hours, and I'll be back for you, and we will have a good time."
Okay.
Excellent. And then I just I take a sip and kind of like pat her shoulder a couple times, and I say, "See you in about a couple of hours."
Okay. She gets excited. You see her kind of packing up the desk and like typing up some type of email.
Excellent. And then I go back to the combat cab or wherever. Since it's a
Yeah.
large garage, is there? I would assume maybe that there's like a combat cab area, like at an airport you have the
Absolutely,
rent
yeah.
car places. So yeah, definitely just get myself a combat cab. And at this point, I look at my bodyguard and kind of tell him, "Listen, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen today, but I'm really going to need you. Do you think I can count on you?"
You can always count on me. That's why I'm here. Well, what's wrong? What's up with today?
I'm going to have to ask you to look after Ileana. I'm going to have to dip halfway through our date. I'm going to do some things, and I need you to take care of her. Make sure she doesn't touch the wrong people, doesn't get in danger. You know, that kind of thing. And listen, I lean into his shoulder like this. Between you and me, I don't really care for her. She's not really my type. So do what you want with her if you feel like you need to do anything. But listen, don't touch a single fucking hair on her life, okay?
No. Okay, you got it. You got it.
Good boy. And then I get myself a combat cab and make my way back over to the warehouse.
Yeah, you're back over to the home base with the rest of the team. You've got a copy of that temporary work application sort of deal for the tech, the previous tech. And yeah, everyone's together.
Awesome. So kind of go through the door, sauntering in. Alrighty, who wants to get hired?
OMG me.
Excellent. This is for you. Don't fill it out like this shithead did. It's absolute dog shit. The gal who gave it to me, she's really sweet. But listen, she says fill it out better than this guy. It'll have to go to corporate. But once it gets to corporate, maybe we can fake it and say that you didn't know where it had to go and you ended up, sending it off to corporate, and you have a copy of it, and you can come with me to job and say, I work here now.
Okay, fill it out like I don't know I'm doing child labor. I got it.
Correct.
And now, whoever is good at counterfeit, if someone has any points in counterfeiting anything, just check your skills.
I got 6 points in forgery. Would this work?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, forgery.
I think you might be better off, yeah.
All right, I will try for a forgery check.
Or any type of art skill too. I'll take. But yeah, go forgery. That's perfect.
Oh, that's good. 22.
Nice. And I didn't mention it before you rolled, but I was going to say a +2 because you have a copy of one of those temporary work permit applications and stuff from Bones. But you didn't even need it. Yeah, 20. Yep. Yeah, 22 is high enough. Yeah, you make a duplicate of that temporary work paperwork and application. And, I mean, it looks perfect.
And then I look at Phoenix. Phoenix, good news. I recall exactly how to make more temporary badges. I have one for now, just to play off on the fact that we were, breaking in there and making sure that shit wasn't gonna, maybe come back to me. So we need to make more temporary badges. I will show you how to make temporary badges. And also, yeah, do you have a secure line that I can send you messages on? Can I have some images from the inside of the building? And I would like to get it over to you. That way we all know what, or rather our team here knows exactly what I see every day going into that shithole of a job.
Yeah, we all have agents in our phone, so I just sent him my agent number because it's all connected to me.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, and it was streamlined that everyone's got all the pictures. Yeah.
Kind of just raise my hand.
All right.
You got a burner?
There's probably one in the kitchen somewhere on one of these drawers.
No,
That's exactly what I meant.
I'm gonna start looking through drawers for a burner phone in the kitchen.
There's always something in there.
Sorry, not
Who
just
knows what
just to
I'll
make
find in
because
that
again,
kitchen.
I've asked
know-
Ileana to like take the day off, and so like I'm worried about like making sure this doesn't come back to me because it's my job that I'm looking after myself here, and I also don't want you guys to be in the news because I don't want it to be known that I hired a team of mercenaries. I'm living that exact life. I got to keep myself covered and always watching back. If it means backstabbing
Is
people,
this kind of normal backstabbing behavior for an exec?
yes, but this
Kind of
exec is
like-
smart, and that's how he lives. But yeah, so I would want to send it to a burner phone, and then
Did we find one in our kitchen?
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Excellent.
have an agent, believe it or not.
so I sent the images to that burner phone, and then from that burner phone, you guys can divvy them out, and
I'll send
then
it out.
yeah, I guess you can keep the burner phone. I toss you the burner phone, like, here, Worf, you can have this one.
Cool, Nokia. These things don't die.
They live on fear.
They're indestructible. I actually took one down to 210 feet. It was still working when I came back up. After we get it all dried out. It was beautiful.
Incredible. But listen, I got the date here in a couple hours. I'm gonna go take out the receptionist. We're gonna go on a little date, but I'm gonna tell her that I have to leave midway. My bodyguard is going to take care of her, cause as much as I don't really care for her, she's been a nice person, and I want to make sure she's taken care of. Taking care of your friends and family is the first
All right,
thing.
so we're gonna meet back at that actually office.
Yes.
All right, yeah, you go do your date, and we're gonna meet you at your office. You need that pass to get in.
So, what kind of people normally volunteer for these taste testings?
Mix of everyone
good
and
question.
anyone. Yeah. All ages,
Yeah, 'cause
all classes. They try to get a nice spread of people to get decent feedback. Yeah.
Okay, I just needed to make sure I didn't need to go out and roll around in the garbage can.
Well, yeah, because we're gonna use your skills as you're gonna be the one that's more dramatic with the testing. That we get the higher ups to come see what the hell is going on.
Mhm.
We're gonna try to poison him. I think we're gonna have to like do something from that hazmat department, whatever they have going on in there. To try to sneak something from there, and then kill him with that.
That makes sense.
Use what they have in that building.
We could. I mean, if the poison
Good.
don't work, just go for like the quick thrust option.
Yeah.
That is the one arrow type I do not have.
If we had
Nobody
access,
here to Mystic?
if we had access to some of the files, including some of his personal stuff, we could probably find out what he's allergic to, and chances are pretty damn good it's going to be in that building in R&D. If he's allergic to something, or
Or whatever they're testing on. We just got to make it look like it's whatever they're testing on. It didn't go very well.
Well, from my experience, everybody's allergic to lead.
and everlasting gobstoppers.
But yeah, let's streamline this a bit and get Bones out on his date with Ileana. You take her out to local restaurant and at least spend some time there eating, and then yeah, she's just excited to be on an official date with you. Typical small talk and stuff like that, and she ends up telling you, yeah, I was able to get the day off. They brought in Lexa to run the desk. I can't stand her. She's so annoying. But she came in last minute, so it's good I can get off and come on the date with you. And yeah, she's just excited to be on the date with you. If there's any other particular information or things you want to talk to her about, let me know. Otherwise, we'll streamline your plan, which is have your guard kind of take over. You act like you have something to do or something. How do you want to depart, or is there anything else with her?
Yeah. As the conversation's going on, like my eyes gloss over for a couple seconds, so I get like completely lost in what she's saying, or get lost, or like I just get lost, and then I kind of look at her like, "Oh, Leon, I'm so sorry, but I must go back to work. It looks like they have finally decided to move on a project involving Oh, I can't tell you too much, you know, all these fucking NDAs that we got to sign and, you know, all this shit. But listen, I have my bodyguard. He's been watching. He's going to take care of you. Anything you need. He's like me, except obviously we don't have the relationship like you and I do. But listen, I am so sorry I had to go. We had to make this up some other time.
Yes, you have to owe me now. I get out of work and now you go back in. Yes.
Yes.
You owe me. You owe me another dinner.
Excellent. And then like I as I'm like standing up, I'm like throwing eddies on the table, as I like basically grab my jacket and book it to the book it to the outside, and then call a combat cab to meet everybody at the office.
Yeah, she cheerses you off. And, sits there. She looks at your security guard as he takes over. I guess it's me and you now. And then you go off in combat cab.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then
in the meantime, on the way there, I'm just like, all right, so just to help look the part, I need to look dead inside. Inferno, tell me a depressing story, so I look dead inside.
You're doing a job. You're doing a job for a corpo. You can't get more depressing than that.
You'd be surprised.
Well, I work for Phoenix, so
could always do drugs.
Yeah, and you get
she's
to
got drugs.
yeah,
you
you
have shit.
You get to the warehouse district. We'll say you get over there, Phoenix, with their new driving skill, I imagine.
Yes.
And yeah, you pull up. It's basically like I described before, these sort of 4 sectional pods with the receptionist mini pod in the front, all up on stilts with this huge parking lot underneath it. You're able to pull in and park in the guest parking, and make your way up towards the reception. Bones, are you waiting out front for them? Are you up already in your office, or where are you?
At this point here, I would be waiting up front, just hanging out in the lobby, and talking to Alexa.
Yeah, Lexa's there. And yeah, when you go in, she's. I thought you're off today.
I was, and then I got called back in for some stupid bullshit. You know how it goes. Can't escape this shit.
I guess. Okay. She goes back working on the computer.
Hey, listen, Alexa. I have some testers coming in too. Since I kind of recall one of my current projects that I'm working on, whatever the title is, and look at her. Yeah, they finally decided to move on the project, whatever it was called, and they need some actual testers. And looks like I have found the right testers. They're a little bit interesting. They look a little bit weird, but you know they're testers.
You're bringing them in. They
vouch.
didn't go in through HR. You're bringing them in.
Yes, I'm bringing them in. This is a personal in-source, outsource type of deal. It's already been cleared. If you need to find out anything, I just push it over to my desk and I'll file the paperwork for you. You don't have to worry about it, Alexa. I know it's been a tough day already.
Give me a
But you have to
persuasion.
come in on your day off.
Yeah, give me a persuasion.
I'm trying
Use
to
your
appeal
luck.
to their humanity here.
He's luck.
Corporate doesn't need to know. That's why it's called a blind study.
Oh,
Okay, so I'm gonna use 2 points of luck on this roll, so it'll be a persuasion roll plus 2 points of luck.
oh,
God.
Oh, God.
Ow.
Ouch.
Fudge.
And hey, that fits right in with the way that Ileana kind of described Lexa.
bitch.
Yeah, you know, she just
She's a bitch.
yeah. If you're bringing people in, you need to go through HR. I'm not trying to fuck with that at all. You know, there's a procedure, and yeah, you need to stick to it. Duh. And she goes back to work on the computer.
Yeah, and I have a little black book on my inside of my jacket pocket. I could take it out and put it just slam it down on the desk and be like, "Listen, Lexa, I don't have time for your petty bullshit. You get out of the way, otherwise I'm gonna have to talk to HR about firing you for not letting me do my damn job, which means that we don't get to make any money, which means that you are fucking me in the ass, and I do not want that to happen. Okay? You like your job, you like paying, you like living, you like eating the shit scrap that you do already. Because listen, I tell you, it gets way worse out there. If you live out there, the streets will fucking eat you up. Okay?
Yeah, let's do some type of like
Down?
yeah,
Face down.
yeah. I was gonna say some type of like
Yeah.
face sound thing. I don't see. Let's say that you have a rep of
50.
We'll say
Yeah, 50.
Bones. What rank is Bones now?
Technically level 4.
Level 4.
I didn't spend any in it. Yeah, I didn't spend any.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's do. Yeah, so we'll say he has a rep of 3. So yeah, give me your cool plus 1d10 plus your rep of 3.
Cool plus 1d10. Awesome. Here we go. Cool I am, right? We hope.
Hope so. I hope so.
You know, sounds
Okay.
silly, but did we save the plus 2s and negative 2 counts?
19. I got a 19 total on that one.
Nice.
Oh yeah, didn't we did have something that.
Yeah, we did have a couple
Yeah.
plus 2 from last sesh. Yeah.
Yeah, you say all of that, Bones, and she just instantly like kind of like, oh, geez, okay, you don't need to threaten me with corpo bullshit. Yeah, okay, we all live like shit. Sure, you make more money than me. Okay, whatever, just whatever.
Good. And then I like take my book and just like saunter off.
You know,
I like
There you
okay.
go. There
No,
you
like
go.
no. I just like move my hair just out of the way
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yep, that's that 5-4 energy.
Nice.
And then walking or like hanging out in the lobby, just waiting on the testers
Yeah,
to
you
come in.
Yeah, you see the rest of the team walk up. The rest of you enter the front lobby. You see the front desk with Lexa there. You see Bones off to the side. What's up, Phoenix?
I was just wanted to make sure that like Phoenix is not looking like what Phoenix looks like. I just want to make it very clear that she is very undercover. Like you can't even tell that it's Phoenix. She has no jewelry. She's very plain Jane. She even tried to like slick her hair back into a wig to make it a blonde wig. Actually, she put a blonde wig on. She has her nails. Actually, she sunk them in. She just doesn't look like Phoenix, so she doesn't want to get caught on any cameras. Because I don't think we even have a tech to re-race cameras. So she definitely does not look like Phoenix.
Yeah, no
Just
problem.
wanted to point that out.
Also, shout out to
Oh, that-
Craghorst, a couple plus 2s from Craghorst, too. Yeah, all right, Phoenix, yeah, looking a little bit different. But you all enter Bones. You see Phoenix, Inferno, Datura, and Worf enter the reception area. You see Lexa kind of like look up and notice. And when she sees them come in and you kind of talk to each other, she assumes you all know each other. And she just kind of rolls her eyes and goes back to work.
And then I like
Great exec.
now, I don't have clearance for you. Let me talk to Lexa real quick about this. And then I just kind of like tap on the lobby desk and then move over to Lexa again. Lexa, I need 4 badges printed out right now.
She just kind of looks at you, and while she's looking at you, she's fucking with the pad and like doesn't take her eyes off of you. It just prints. She reaches over, grabs them, and just hands them to you. Okay, and she goes back to work.
Yeah, I need to riz this chick up. She's a bitch.
And then I like walk back over to Phoenix and to Tara and Inferno and Worf, and then that order I hand you guys your badges. Now listen, these badges are good just for today, but I think that's all we need for now, just to get a little bit of feedback from you guys. And come on, follow me. Let's go back to the office. Would you like a coffee, maybe a beverage, or some kind of illicit substance? Well, actually, I can't offer you that one just yet.
I'm just
Yeah.
kind
Take
of
a
looking around, dazed, chewing on my badge.
Does he always do that?
Yes.
Yep. Anyway, since you're offering drinks, I'll take a gin and cranberry.
Lexa!
Yeah, she looks up.
I need the gin and cranberry for this fine gentleman here. He's going to be one of our primary testers.
Yeah, then take care of him in your pod. And she goes back to work. And, you know, she's a front receptionist. She's not really going to take care of anybody like that. But,
What's her name?
Lexa,
With Lexa.
Lexa. Lexa, pardon. I just immediately shoot her $100 for like kind of giving them the bird. Or 100 eddies.
yeah, she takes that, looks at it, and then looks back at you and kind of like gives you like a smile. Like she looks confused, but she takes the money and smiles. And then as you all are walking towards the first pod with Bones taking you back, you notice she just keeps her eyes on Inferno like almost like she's trying to figure him out or get a read on him, like she's just confused, but she's like kind of smiling and takes that money. And yeah, the rest of you go into the first pod, and it's as I described before. Pretty much the first section are all these monitors that are scraping chat logs, body cam footage, health trackers, and data to find new flavor desires. There's also influencer scent testing logs you can see just going on the screen. It's basically all this database stuff, and Bones is familiar with that. It's R&D. It's the first stages of R&D. It's kind of data harvesting. The next section in the middle is all the packaging and deception lab, and you can see people opening wrappers and smelling them. Like there's different colored wrappers that are scented that basically release scent upon opening, like fake grill smoke or grandma's pie. There's holographic branding trials, so they run A and B tests on different neon gloss levels that affect consumer perception. So it's kind of like the packaging influence and things like that, and tactile responses and stuff. Then you get to the third section, which is Bones' section that he runs. I mean, he's kind of the manager of this entire pod, but that's his section in the back. He you see all the VR sort of setups and stuff with already test subjects linked up to most of them, running through experiences and flavors and scents and things. Then the computer screens are doing emotional mapping based on the different foods and stuff. But yeah, you get back there and you can see open pods. You could easily hook them up to machines so they can start kind of running through VR testing and these flavors and such, or do whatever you want. But you're back in that back section, and no one's really paying attention to any of you right now, because in this back section, the only people back there are test subjects hooked up to these brain dances and VR machines and such.
Worf, would you like to be a primary test subject for some new and unexperienced flavors? I can't hear Worf.
I can't hear.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
there
there
you
we go. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties over here. I just missed all of that. I had a net hiccup.
Oh man. Okay, so I asked if Worf, if you would like to become a primary test subject to try a new and unexperienced flavor.
Okay, cool. Sounds like fun.
Excellent. Follow me, Worf and Inferno. I don't want to plug you in just yet, but you could take a seat next to him, because you got to watch out for him. I get that you're his bodyguard. I'm surprised we let you in here with with your sword.
Well, I mean, I'm more distracted by the shotgun.
Yeah, it's surprising we let you in, but you'll be okay.
So since I'm in as the whole tech intern thing, where's my spot at?
Let's see here. Now,
Well,
I'm gonna take you over to my desk.
Yeah, and keep in mind the way that Bones introduced to Lexa is you all being testers for the day. So she gave you 4 passes. Datara, I know you have the temporary tech work pass, which you still have, but you also have the tester pass, which has gotten you into this first pod anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he could also wander off too with that paper.
Well, exactly. The tech work paper is much more versatile. The tester thing is pretty much getting you into pod 1. But
Yes,
yeah.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
If we split off with the thought
Gotcha.
that Jatarum, if he might need
Yeah.
that first encounter as opposed to wasting it at the front door.
Exactly, because that paper could get me in the further pods. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're all there. We'll say Worf gets hooked up to one of the brain dances. You're getting some experimental kibble flavors while they're flashing different brain dance experiences, nostalgic memories. It's tapping into different emotions, Worf. What I want to do is I want to read off this list of potential kibble flavors coming straight from the Cybernation Uncensored Patreon. We've gotten some donated thoughts here. The first batch is from
Well, those were some
PWB, so Patrick Benjamin, PWB. Sweet and sour brown, fruit colored rounds, which is kind of like a Fruit Loops. Super Tooth Crunch flavor, sparkling.
Oh my God.
Hold on, let me read all these, then you can decide. Sparkling salt. Tube number 9 or vial number 9, which stimulates taste buds and then deadens them for 2 hours. Let's see. Vitamin C, part of the Health E kibble line of products. Turtle flavor, turtle like TURDDLE, turtle flavor. Southern fried. Southern fried. That's it. It's a mystery food deep fried. Goat, an all-time best-selling flavor with a unique scent. Crispy goat, same as goat but crispy. Soft goat, same as goat but soft. Beef, and these are all like, you know, G.O.A.T. So it's like beef is B.
Abbreviation.
Yeah. So best ever edible food. Beef, also available in crispy and soft. Bird, tastes suspiciously like beef, also available in crispy and soft. Cream of kibble, crunch, part of the instant kibble line of products, and munch mulch. I like that, a kibble snack. And then Crag Horse really like the southern fried, always makes it yummy. Fuck the world. Let's see. KSDM says super green. Our own Alex Maxwell from Talk Nerdy to Me says K-soy. So instead of queso, it's K-soy. Can you believe it's not really cheese? Crag Horse says original, that taste that never leaves your mouth. And then preemie yum, like preemie yum. I like that. That's really clever, actually. With real food like ingredients. And then peanut buddy. It sticks all the way down. PWB said he really likes. He likes preemie yum as well. He says it's genius, and just original is great as well. I do like that as well. But there you go. Those are all the different flavors. Did any one of those stand out to you, Worf?
Oh my god.
Those are all so good.
I mean, they're all so good. Shout out to the Patreon supporters, especially PWB and Crag Horse. Holy shit, those are great.
Also, don't forget, if you need to choose at Vulpus, toothpaste and orange juice is an option as well.
Oh yeah, actually, I put that in the description. I said, let's have some fun. Name some possible kibble flavors I can use in the upcoming stream. Things like buffalo things and orange toothpaste.
Buffalo thing sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. All right, well, you're cycling.
Kind of thing a buffalo is.
You're cycling through all those flavors while you're getting hit with those different experiences. The rest of you are hanging out. You can either hook up to machines and kind of look like testers as well, or you can discuss the next steps to this plan or what you're going to do while you notice Worf is giggling in this brain dance and gagging a little bit at sometimes, like maybe the flavor isn't that good. But while you're doing that and while you're discussing that and while Worf is going through that, let's take our 5-minute bio break. Don't anyone go anywhere. We will be right back. I'm going to leave the mics on, so if the team wants to discuss the next steps of the plan, chat can hear it as well, or any other conversations, but we will be right back.
Okay,
See you in a bit.
I am going to hunt down the creators of these fucking flavors.
Well, you'll have to go through
horrible.
corporate.
They're pretty bad.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back.
Oh.
But before, plan is to, now that we're all here, do we want to move forward or give it a couple minutes?
I would say probably, like, just so, like, I don't have too much suspicion on me since I was hired as a temp, I could start moving forward into, like, some of the other pods just to see if, like, there's any, like, things, like, I could watch for, like, a job shadow or anything I could work on.
Maybe wait to get badges that get us further in, or...
Yeah.
Maybe some
Yeah, because
kind
you
of
can wander off and just go stand somewhere and they're like, why are you here? Well, this is my job. Just be so confident.
No, exactly. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna flash the paper. It's like I'm a temp, and this is my job shadow for college. That's why I'm here.
Because my goal is to try to get something that we can poison him with, or try to get into his office with our person who had a reaction to his the product, or get him to come to there. But there's some way we have to try to poison him.
Yeah.
I'm also hoping that the maybe a flavor breaks Worf's mind with the addiction. And maybe there's a flavor you really just are addicted to, and you just like continuously press over and over again, and you send off some alarms, getting at least Warchin further, and
Yeah.
me because I run the project.
I'll get the head honchos be interested in him breaking out.
Yeah, and then Inferno
Yeah.
follows him along because bodyguard. But I'm gonna go get some water.
True. And my earpieces keep going out, so I'm like, hello?
Damn.
Yeah. It's not one thing as the other. I had it set up for both ears, but then it just keeps turning off the right only to the left. And then all of a sudden I don't hear anybody for a second.
Gotcha.
But yeah, at least I can hear.
Yeah, it's good you can at least hear, but yeah, that sucks. It was a new pair and it's already doing that.
Yeah. Well, that's what they do. They make things new and then they absolute them with them as soon as you open it.
Yep.
That's what's happening with my phone. I deleted a bunch of photos and then a couple of days later, they're back on the photo, like on my phone. Like I never, like it didn't disappear. Like what the
Oh,
hell?
jeez.
So I'm having a technical difficulty, so I can't do anything with my phone. It's back to, it can make phone calls if it feels like it.
Gotcha. Damn.
So I didn't put the fan on. Because then I'm actually kind of comfortable. Yeah. I'm gonna get a little more soda.
Once I finish this.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a little more soda. Because I think I have water.
Adam was climbing up, I was laughing. Did you see me early on this one?
No.
It was trying to climb up rock. I just flipped this up and felt bad. And he just went back and lay down.
Aww.
And he's trying to get attention, I think maybe more driving.
Welcome back. What you drinking on?
Oh,
Duck.
Nice.
Lifeblood.
I haven't had a Dr. Pepper in a while.
Oh, the lights finally dimmed down just a little bit.
Oh, Tara. The poor exec is making such compliments.
All the compliments.
Very, very befitting of an exec.
It is. It's okay though. If we survive this, I'll get him a booster seat as a present.
Oh,
A booster seat is hilarious. Oh no. Let me see if I can server mute him so that nope. Cannot server mute him.
I was gonna say you might have to deafen maybe.
I don't know if we can deafen them in here.
No, I don't think we can. I don't have permissions.
Yeah, but he's a server owner, so you can't really override them at all.
I was gonna say if you don't want to hear the background stuff, you could just do a right click and click mute. That's what I did.
Well, no. It was more for the audience.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's what you meant.
So do we have any plans going, or are we just going to
Yes.
be working against this shit?
Yeah, I'm gonna be going further in using that tech application as like my guaranteed way to go further into the pods. And then yeah, if anybody questions me, I'll just flick them the application and say I'm here for an internship for my college. Deal with it. And then yeah, I'll try to get closer to like the pod where the poisons are. See if I can grab some of the poisons and then like have a way to, yeah, take him out that way. If that doesn't work, we'll just go for an alternative plan while making sure to keep it
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah, just let me know when I need to go. I mean, I'm gonna go off of Spider's or Inferno's queue, and as soon as he lets loose, I'm gonna cut loose as well. that'll give you 2 combats to keep everything basically preoccupied while the rest of the team can do what needs to be done.
And the problem is we got to keep the combat down to a minimum.
Yeah, we gotta try to keep it quiet. We don't want to. We can't go in loud because everyone's gonna be immediately on us, and that's gonna ruin the whole gig potentially.
Yeah,
if it
yeah.
goes to high alert.
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
Shoot forever. Good.
Well, I mean, if shit does hit.
Okay, yeah, I got
Do you have a favorite flavor yet, Worf?
I find most of them disturbing. I think the Cheerios one or the Fruit Loops one is probably going to be the only one. Hello, kitty. The only one that I'm probably going to like. Because I had to mute myself there for a little bit because it was horrible. Some of the things I was hearing. Oh God.
This little
Sweet
guy
and Sour
gets
Horse. I
allergies.
can't believe that one didn't make it. Kind of upset now.
Which one didn't make it?
Sweet and Sour Horse.
Oh, yeah.
Us admitted
Well,
that
horses
one,
would
but-
be very expensive, so it would
Yeah,
have
but
to be
it's not
synthetic
horse.
flavor.
Yeah, it's not actual horse.
It is
know,
a wasteland,
that's
so
The thing is I
here's
designed
the
it to.
no. Here's the thing. It's horse, but
What is
except it's spelled
Everyone back in counter with
H-O-A-R-S-E rather than H-O-R-S-E.
Well, I designed it as like an anti rocker boy kibble, where basically if you eat it, you're horsed for 5 or for 4 hours. But
Yeah.
Question for everybody.
Yes.
Yes.
Originally, I was going to streamline this a bit for Nolan's sake. I know he's got, we run kind of late and he's got to work. But I don't want to streamline, now that we're fully executing the plan and we're getting into it, I don't want to streamline too much because, it needs to be the campaign that it is. Are you guys down with doing a part 2 to this one shot on like Monday or Tuesday? It would have to be Monday or
I can't do
Tuesday.
Tuesdays, but you have, well,
Oh yeah, I guess you can't
I
do
don't know where
Tuesday.
to go.
Oh no, we could possibly do it Wednesday. Let me see.
let's see. I've
because
got
I would be
stream
100%
on Monday.
up for it.
Monday would be perfect if we could do Monday.
Okay.
I do have a stream on Monday.
You have a stream Monday?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
So
I
I
can
stream
ship-
on
What about
Mondays and Fridays.
Yeah, okay.
Wednesdays are open still.
Okay. We could possibly
Neon
do Wednesday. Let's do Wednesday then, if we can. Because I don't want to do Tuesday. We have the Neon's Nolan's stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could we do
we
next
can
Wednesday
that.
if we were to do a part 2?
Yeah. Wednesday.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wednesday will be good for me. Still.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's plan on that because I don't I've already streamlined some things during the first part of this. I don't want to streamline now that shit is happening and you guys are doing things. I want to.
Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, exactly. I want to have
Yeah.
fun with it and I don't want to feel rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's plan. Let's do a part 2 to this one shot next Wednesday, and let's play a little bit more now. And when we get to some things are a good point, I'll cut it off at like a possible cliffhanger or something. Let's just see what happens.
Excellent.
Okay, awesome. Let's get back to it. If everyone's ready, there we go. Now everyone can see us. They could hear us the whole time. Chat, if you heard what we just said, we are going to do a part 2 to this one shot, making it kind of a 1-2 shot. I don't know what you would call it. I don't care. It's good. There's going to be 2 parts. There's going to be 2 parts to this
Leftover?
one shot. It's a one-shot campaign streamed in 2 parts. There you go. But yeah, no. Let's do this next Wednesday, part 2. Let's get back into the game right now. We're going to find a nice little cliffhanger, and then let's do a part 2 next Wednesday. But yeah, back at it. You're all together. You can tell Worf is running through a plethora of funky flavors and experiences in this brain dance, while the rest of you are posted up, deciding what the next step
Perfect,
is. What are y'all doing?
I'm looped into Worf systems.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
And I'm gonna
Tari.
get ready. I'm gonna get ready to move to the next pod using my tech application as a guaranteed way to get through.
I was standing next to Worf, just watching him like go through all these different ranges of emotions over the course of such a short time. Like, wonder if he's going cyber psycho or what. Like,
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say with all those flavors I named, matched with weird experiences, I would say Worf is going through everything from cold sweats to boners to shivers to fear to laughing. He's going through it, you know. He's going through the gauntlet right now. Weird things
and the
are
whole
happening.
time Phoenix is filming the whole thing to show him later.
Absolutely.
Right, yeah.
Oh, it's being
yeah.
live streamed right now.
Yeah, I just wanted to be clear that I do wear tight clothing and I do have my Mr. Stud attached.
Oh, there you go. That's the rest. Everyone except for Worf, give me a perception.
Oh no.
I'm glad we're all fucked up perverts with funky senses of humor
yeah,
and shit. Like I'm glad nobody is easily offended, as well as our fans that watch all the streams that we put out at CNU, because the conversations and jokes and things we have and talk about, not just mine. I'm looking at Nolan's streams. I'm looking at Nigel's. I'm looking at everybody here. You know.
Yeah, you'd never see anything like that on my stream.
Raven's Hammer. That's a nice clean cut.
It's
blue collar stream, family friendly. Yeah, right. Highly doubt that.
I don't know. I've only got 2 strikes on my stream, and I've only been doing it for a month.
Oh no, AWB.
That's so fucked up.
In real life.
All right, what did everybody get for perception? Did anybody get higher?
I got a 19.
Oh, they're awesome. Anybody else get a nice high number? Anything above 17?
I got 18.
Nice. Well,
good enough.
yeah, Phoenix and Bones. Both of you noticed as you're kind of posted up talking about the next steps of the plan, what you're going to do. You know Worf is going through it. But both of you notice in one of the other Braindance booths, like another sort of test subject that's already been going through it. One of the sort of tech assistants that works for the company, right? Like Bones, you know, there's all these techs in here that run things and do stuff. One of them is kind of working with that test subject, but they keep looking over at Worf and they're like, and then they pull out their agent and take a picture, and then they go back working.
I just look at Phoenix as you're saying what you're saying.
Yeah, I walked right over and I go tap on the guy. Can I see your agent?
Wow, what's up?
Oh, see, I'm his marketing assistant, and we don't have photos of him doing anything outside of being a rock star, so I can't have you take a photo.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm just a fan. I can't believe that that Worf is in here actually like doing test subject shit at my work. But yeah, if I need to delete the photo, that's fine. Just yes. I'm a huge
fan.
Later,
when he's all done and we're outside of the building, I would more than happy let you take pictures. But we're inside, now inside, my darling.
Okay.
But yes, later, totally later.
Yeah, please, if I can get a picture with him, that would be awesome. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
yes, outside.
He pulls out his agent. You see the photos and even a little video of Worf, and he deletes it right in front of you.
Can we get your name?
Yeah, no problem.
The tried and true question. What is your name?
Right.
Greg?
Dre. D-R-A-Y.
Dre.
Oh, Dre.
But yeah, you can tell he's excited. He like even when you're talking to him in front, he's like looking past at you at Worf, like he's obviously a fan.
Yeah, I was so happy with that. I was okay.
What was that, Inferno?
Like in particular.
What, Inferno?
I was asking. So, what do you do here in particular?
Well, I just maintain the machines, man. I plug in the experiences. I get the files in the morning, whatever the newest list is, and I run the subjects through it, and yeah. But we never get anyone in here like Worf. I can't even believe this. And he keeps like looking past you.
Hearing all that commotion going on, you're like, Dre, shut it, man. Get back to work. You know what we're here for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. He turns around and gets right back to work.
And I wink at him. We'll hook up later.
Sorry, it's like corpo in me, like corpo dog.
Oh
Gotta
yeah,
make
you're
that
you're
Eddie
the
go.
boss of this pod. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm definitely on to the Fruit Loops. All that stuff. Yeah, that's definitely down.
I just look over to Bones and be like, "All right, you're a suit. What's the best look for when I walk in and show my application? Should I give them a look like they're inferior to me or something?"
Can I do a business roll to give him really good advice on that?
Absolutely, yeah. I'll take business or bureaucracy, either one of those, and I can give you some insight.
Definitely business. I believe it or not, I don't have anything in
Ooh.
bureaucracy.
Was that a 21 I see?
But a 21.
Damn.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can totally, check it out. It's not just an application, but it's one of those temp work applications as well. Normally you send this into Corp, there's a little address on it, or you deliver it there, but the fact he has it on him, he can use that to show that he has a temporary work permit and can be there working. And anyone other than you or the other pod bosses, they can't say shit. If he has that work thing and he's a tech, like everyone's kind of on the same level, no one's going to say shit. You just got to worry about other pod bosses like you in the pod 2 and 3 and 4, obviously. Any of those higher ups, they might question it, but you also know that Datara did an amazing job counterfeiting that shit. It looks legit. It's a very high DV for someone to perceive that it's fake. I'm using the same roll. I think he had a 22. I wrote it down, but
Yeah,
24.
22.
plus
22,
2,
but
yeah,
plus
24.
2. Yeah, with the plus 2 makes it
So
24.
super difficult for anyone to tell it's fake. You know, he can pretty much just say, hey, I'm supposed to be here and work, and just pretend like he's working and on a mission to work or whatever, and chances are people will leave him alone. There's a lot of texts.
So, in a nutshell, Datara, that's pretty much it. You look good. You look the part. Maybe tussle your hair a little bit. You look like you haven't slept in a few days. And big cup of coffee. That'll get you anywhere.
All right, give me a sec. I'm going to use this moment to quickly take my mask off and just rough up my hair, make it look a lot more messy. And then I'm just going to think of wait, I actually got to look like I'm tired from my job. Then I'm going to use this opportunity to quickly just grab a marker that I can wash off and just draw fake bags under my eyes that look believable.
Nice. Give me something like makeup or
Wardrobe and style.
Yeah, wardrobe and style will work. I thought there was, hold on, makeup or what am I thinking of? Hold on.
Personal
Disguise.
grooming is one.
Disguise, I think, is what I was looking for.
Acting.
Yeah, acting will work too. You know what? I'll take player's choice. Acting works. Any of those really. Disguise, I like disguise a lot. But Datara, lean into your strength there. You tried to make some fake bags. Use whatever skill you think you would use to do that. Something right around that. Makeup or
Yeah.
disguise or acting. Acting works well too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
So the funny thing is, I wanted to do this because I'm terrible in most of these stats, but I just want to see if I get lucky.
Well, you got a couple plus
have the
twos
+2.
from Crag Horse too.
Use
Yeah,
the plus
we
two.
do.
you do.
Yeah. And we
I'll
did
grab-
have
And
some
you have luck.
leftover from.
Yeah.
Keep in
Yeah.
mind, any luck used though is going to carry over to our part 2 next Wednesday. No,
So
nothing's getting replenished by next Wednesday. It's all kind of part of the same one shot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm just only going to use 1 plus 2 because I don't really care if it passes or fails. I can just wash it off if it doesn't look good. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
Unless
I
you
will
critically
just
fail, and it's like
That is
the
true.
permanent
Unless if it's
markers.
unless my
I
actual
feel like Bones just jinxed you by saying that shit out loud.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be
I
horrible.
feel
I got
like
cut off.
Here we go.
I got cut off. Are you doing makeup to yourself? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, if you wanna do it for me, you can.
Hey, Phoenix, you could give an assist. Maybe give him a +1 with something. What do you got?
Yeah, because I was like, I didn't catch what you guys were doing because it cut off when you guys were talking.
Yeah.
Let's see, I have acting. Let's see, Shouldn't I have painting and drawing and sculpture?
Yeah, if you have
I
points
have
in
that.
that or disguise, you can assist them with any of those.
Where do we have disguise under?
So where's disguise at? I keep hearing that one.
Yeah, I'm not seeing disguise.
I think I mistaked it because Vulpus said disguise, but I think it's. Hold on, it's called something else.
Because we have painting, drawing, and then...
Yeah, if you have numbers in painting, drawing, anything like that, I just wouldn't want to take acting from you because this is your assist to him.
Yeah.
So I would need some type of arts makeup sort of thing, you know.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing I have that's artsy.
Let's see.
Yeah, wardrobe
Yeah,
and style is the only other thing.
And I have wardrobe and style.
Yeah.
Which my wardrobe is amazing because she's amazing.
So what were you gonna suggest? What were you gonna ask to use? Because I could take wardrobe and style, but
I was probably gonna use wardrobe and style because that's the one I got points. I got more points in.
okay.
So.
Yeah, the only other thing I have is wardrobe or painting, which would
Yeah,
be
that
like
worked. Yeah.
All right.
drawing
so-
on them.
Yeah. Do
So.
yeah. Do wardrobe and style then. You guys can both do it. Phoenix, you do it first. Let's see if you get the bonus.
The wardrobe?
Choke.
Are we doing under wardrobe, Rob?
Yeah. Do wardrobe and
Yeah,
style.
wardrobe and style. Yep.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah.
32.
So now Datara, do wardrobe and style with a +1.
All right. Can we just take that roll because like this is something else?
No, you said you were gonna draw them on yourself, and you're using
I
a
did,
marker
I did.
of all things.
Yes,
I
the
did.
marker.
And
Oh
it's
my God, I
permanent.
didn't do any of that.
And it's a permanent Sharpie.
Permanent mark. Oh,
no.
God.
Well, if I fail, it's a permanent one. I did say it was one that could get washed off, but we'll
Just
take the
specify.
deal.
I heard
If it's
none
a
of that.
critical fail-
I heard nothing of that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I heard paint.
Yeah. But
I
we will
heard
take
it was
the
going to
deal
be
if I-
tattooed on.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, we will. Yeah, we will take the deal if I critically fail. I actually pulled out the.
I like
permanent
that.
mark.
That'd be funny. But yeah, go for it. Wardrobe and style.
All right.
+1.
Yep.
Okay,
And
yeah,
then I
let's
did
decide
take.
color.
I did take 1 + 2, so it's going to be a +3.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good luck.
What do you got?
I got a 12.
12. It's decent. Yeah. I mean, it looks like you have bags under your eyes. It is, that's your DV on a perception. I will roll if people see you to see if they're like, dude, did you draw that shit on your eyes? You know what I mean? Like, but a 12 is decent. That's kind of average. The average person is just gonna accept it.
And for good luck,
It's
she's
Night
punched
City,
in the
you know?
face.
It is Night City. People do weirder things.
We'll see
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you do is if they do call you out on it, you can just be like, oh yeah, I was at a thing last night to decompress from work and I forgot to wash off all the eyeliner. You know how it is.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I fell asleep at work, so I'm gonna draw my face.
I'll just
Oh my
I'll just
God.
say it. I'll just say it's Night City, Chun. We all got weird stuff on our face.
Get insulted. Be like, what? There's nothing on my face.
There you go.
Be like, that's my face.
Oh, God.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go pretend I'm a white collar worker for a little bit.
Yeah. So what's everyone doing? What's the plan?
I need to get Worf excited about a flavor. Worf. I like on his internal intercoms that are hooked up. I chime in, Worf. Now, which flavor was your favorite again?
Dude, these Fruit Loop things are fucking awesome. I want to have them in my... I want these at my concert. 100%. Tasting color and
Okay.
smelling sound. I love these things.
You said smell the sound?
exhibit.
Try them, and I
What is-
hold out my hand.
What does sound smell like?
I pass the bag over to whoever wants it. I can't see who's out there.
Worf, you don't have anything in your hand at the moment. I just
Yeah, no,
saving you
forget the
for
bag.
making-
Yeah, forget the bag. I want to hear from our pro rocker boy. What does sound smell like? I'm curious.
Man, you got to experience, dude. I cannot describe it. You've got to experience it.
And then
I'm
like
telling-
in the notes.
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
definitely.
imagine
I want these.
in the notes. I would imagine that this flavor is a flavor that maybe didn't test well with everybody.
Sure.
if you want me to roll for it, because I don't have I guess how much knowledge of each flavor would we have on?
I mean,
in
you would
terms
know.
of-
Yeah, you know the list. You know what they are. You know this is your department. This is your pod. So yeah, whatever. What are you thinking? You tell me, and as long as it's within what makes sense, let's go for
Yeah.
it. What are you doing?
I was hoping that between all the flavors, there are definitely some flavors that are very limited quantities people can be exposed to, mainly because of their chemical makeup is just like it exposes them to a CFA that is just a little too much to put in someone's body system. Even though blood can be recycled, you don't want to have too much of that CFA in you. So I would imagine that the turd flavor, or the what was it, the brown Fruit Loops, is one of those where it's just like it's on the cusp of being too dangerous for normal people, but could test really well at concerts where people are really messed up. Maybe sell it even more then.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm looking
And then-
up. Let's see.
Man, I definitely pitched this shit at this concert.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, it looks like since last I listed these, we have some new entries here.
Just tell people that-
Yeah, Sandro Cristiano to the CNU Patreon posted vanilla tequila, radioactive guacamole, holy smite dynamite, against the grain, time to do the chimichangas.
Oh no!
El Churro.
Oh my God.
That sounds like it's a bathroom problem. El Churro Coronado. Oh, I like this one. Arasake. I like that. Arasake.
Oh,
That's
good.
great.
That's
That's
actually a
good.
good
There's
pun.
some really good
I like
puns
that.
in this
Yeah.
between PWB and everybody did excellent. Soy boy miraculous veggie salad, kibble carbonara. Oh, kibble carbonara. Flavored flaved, full of flavors. I like that. It's like Flavor Flav. Flavored
I
Flav.
think that's what they were going for.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Flame!
The ultra mega turbo tasting bomb. Wow. Those are great. But yeah, the one I think you were thinking of was that sweet and sour brown.
Yeah.
That one's a bit something. Yeah, and then the fruit colored rounds are the one that Worf really likes. Fruit colored rounds are basically the Fruit Loops. But I like the sweet and sour brown. I think that's got a weird.
Yeah, that one's interesting.
I'll put that on the list as well. As far as hey, I think this is okay. I'm not sure what it does to me, but
Yeah. But absolutely, Bones.
remember-
You know
yeah.
which ones rank the highest and the least and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. So whatever you want to do with that, obviously you can.
And just remember to tell consumers that you can smell sound when you take it.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're gonna be high as fuck at my concert anyway.
We just need to still get the answer of what sound smells like, though.
Test subject exhibits anomalous behavior, can now taste sound.
Yes.
We need to revise and move it forward. And I send off this memo to the addiction side for the chemical makeup.
Oh,
See if there's
nice.
anything there.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I'm gonna say this. I like that you just did a callback to the addiction section, which I'm assuming you're remembering me mentioning that from Pod 3, which is the Addictive Research Center, the AARC, Addictive Additive Research Center. But yeah, you send it over to Pod 3 while Worf is going through it. Within seconds, less than a minute, you get a ping back from that pod boss. Let me get his name. I had it here. Or actually, it's their receptionist that deals with that pod boss, Axel. Axel pings you right back and says, if your current test subject is experiencing flavored sounds and can taste colors and things like that, please bring him to Pod 3 to the AARC department immediately, so we can plug him in and get some feedback and fill out this report. Great work. Thanks, Bones.
You got it. And just a thumbs up emoji back.
Yeah, and then on your little your temp pass and what you've been kind of using today, You hear it kind of ping, and you can see that it has like access to pod 2 and 3. So now you can get through pod 2 and get to pod 3 with that pass to bring that test subject as they've requested. But you just got that message.
Excellent. So, message back to Axel real quick. I have brand manager for Worf and his bodyguard with me too. They are a one-piece thing. It's just, fucking weird rocker boys and their shit. Sorry, that's all in text.
Yeah. He comes back.
And then,
yeah, you explain that, and he just says, whatever it takes, just get that test subject back here so we can fill this out.
and I just send another thumbs up emoji, and I ping Worf and like, okay, buddy, looks like we're moving on to the next part of your test today. Good work out here. Let's get you unplugged. Now listen, I think you might be okay. You're gonna be a little bit woozy, but it's not like anything you've ever experienced before.
Oh, I'm fine, man. I'm good.
Yeah, that's normal for him.
Good.
Yeah.
Phoenix real quick runs over to that other little guy that was working there and gets his contact information.
Yeah, you can do that.
His little fan.
Oh, the fan?
Yes.
Nice, yeah.
I promised him that I was like, I ran over to, we're moving to a different apartment. I don't know when I'm going to see you, but I want all your information to hook you up with a photo and maybe even to one of his shows. So I grabbed all
that'd be
and
awesome.
I take a picture of him.
Yeah,
and then I take a picture of him.
Yeah, he gives you his information. He goes by Blaze. Yeah, you have his contact info. He's just a low-level tech at this R&D Center number 7 for Continental Brands, but he's so thankful. He's so excited. He's practically kissing your ass while he's giving you his information and stuff because, he's a huge fan of Worf. And you can tell while you're talking to me, like, he keeps looking past you and, like, looking at Worf and stuff. And Worf, without even doing a perception check, like, you notice... even though Bones is talking to you about, hey, we're going to get you to the next pod, we got to get through this. You see Phoenix talking to some tech, and this dude is like fanboying over you. Like he's literally like looking past Raven or Phoenix and like looking past you and just like staring at you and like he's like fanboying out.
No, give him the look, the nice death metal double horn signal and hand signal, and then I'm gonna blow him a kiss and then walk with Bones and
Inferno.
Damn, I can't remember. Inferno. I'll continue. Yeah.
Yeah, you do that.
He's got so many damn names.
He's just like, oh shit, and he's just like waving and staring as you're like going. And yeah, he goes back to work. You turn around. You've got Inferno with you, Worf, Bones. Yeah, what are y'all doing?
I'm leading the charge, because I gotta look managerial here and move into the next pod 2, and then with Tatara, I'm not entirely sure what you're doing just yet, but
yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is right now, Bones, you've got access because you're supposed to bring Worf to pod 3 to the addictive research department or whatever. So like you can lead the way. Your pass has temporary access. You can get through pod 2 and into pod 3. You have Worf and Inferno following you. You already got the green light that Inferno can come because Worf is a rocker and has security. But yeah, as you're getting ready to kind of do that, I wanted to ask, what is Phoenix and Tatara going to do?
I was going to say, I probably would want to be the first to leave so it doesn't look like an entire group is just heading to that pod, rather than, that way I could just, quickly use my application just to, pretend I'm working while they're going through, and then I'll eventually get to the third pod with them. Okay,
yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you make your way up. The one thing though is this: you don't have an access pass. You have this temporary, this fake temporary work permit sort of thing, an application, but you can't open. Gotcha. You can't open the door. Each one of these pods is connected by a tube and a people mover, sort of escalator moving floor. And each one of these pods has an electric keypad thing. Bones now has access, he can swipe it and open it for you. Or you could use your electronic security to just, pick it yourself on the way. But either way, how do you want to handle that?
I think just to play it safe so I don't trip an alarm, I'll just call Bones over since he has access now and then just ask him to open the door.
Yeah, no problem. He can do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at him. Oh, Datora, you got your first day on the job here and can't even get through the doors. Follow me, come on. I get you through.
Yeah, and what's
And for Phoenix,
yeah, that's what I was
I
gonna
was
ask.
under the impression that I had managed to get 3 upgraded passes. One for the brand manager, who was Phoenix, because I heard her say she was a brand manager for Worf, and then the Inferno, the bodyguard.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. I must have missed that. But if you did say that and that was all part of that, absolutely that worked because you already got those passes handled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, as Bones has his back turned, I'm just going to look over to Inferno and Phoenix, like, just silently, like, doing the pleading, and then I just, like, signal, like, stabbing him, stabbing Bones in the back.
But yes, I'm like getting the pod ready or to open up the people mover, waiting for the escalator or the conveyor to come and then convey us over to the pod 2. What do we see, I guess, in that action transaction?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you get through, you open up the security door, and it basically is this huge tube with this people mover deal. You get on that, and as you're going to the next pod, keeping in mind these are all up on stilts, each one of these pods that are connected. You can see out into Night City the whole warehouse district, which is kind of getting lit up, and because it's all kind of like clear plexiglass tubing or something, like you can totally see through it. But yeah, you make your way over to pod 2. You get there, your pass opens that door. You can just hear people working, machines and things happening. Pod 2 is broken into 3 sections as well. You can see the first section is the chemical fusion kitchen. And this, has a lot of like foodie smells in this one. Pod 2 does a lot of experimental food sort of things. But the first section is basically chemical fusion kitchen. It's a small-scale production zone where food chemists simulate cooking processes with industrial methods. There's a flame-free fryers, which pulse to crisp without heat. Carbon smoke infusion machines give kibble that campfire or burnt metal note. Flavor colliders, which combine 2 incompatible flavors at high speed to create new taste anomalies. Like Choco Fish Barbecue. So really weird stuff going on in here. You also see that there's, Flavor Engineering Lab, which basically is exactly what it sounds like. They design and synthesize all the artificial flavors and mouth feels using neurochemical simulation and synthetic compounds. So flavor neuron sync pods. Basically test flavors by directly simulating test centers in the brain. There's flavor compounds, which are basically combining things like rusty bubblegum and neon umami, wasabi milkshake, and smoked chrome bacon. Then in the back of Pod 2 is the Human Palate Recycling Program, which is basically deconstruct human taste organs and nerves, which form deceased or cloned, or from the nerves of deceased or cloned subjects, which developed new taste sensors. Which there's this whole tongue farm where you see all these like kind of lab-grown tongues. Yeah, like a whole tongue farm, and they're all basically doing test flavors and hooked up to these machines that register different levels of flavor, whether it's pleasurable or not, or salty or sweet, and things like that. Then there's
you have a take-home version of one of these?
You can
Oh my God.
There's a nerve-webbed plates, basically neuro taste response gauged via clone taste buds tissue, and they can rate anything from 0 to bland, a 9 to sublime horror. But yeah, it's kind of a creepy pod in this, in the fact that it goes through all these flavors and sort of synth kitchen sort of stuff, all the way towards the back, where then all of a sudden it's like this bioengineering, like creepy, like cloning body part and tongues and stuff to do test flavors and stuff. So this whole pod's a little bit creepy, has a lot of smells and sounds going to it. But as you open it, that's what you see. Everyone's kind of working and doing what they do. The one thing that you do notice is in this one, you see 2 security guards kind of making their rounds, walking towards the back, and they both stop and look towards the front and see all of you come in. But you see they kind of like look and maybe notice that you have a badge or something. They look and just nod and keep walking around the pod.
Can I size them up before they take off?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to give me a perception, get some details out of them.
And also, does this
Yeah.
bioengineering room have any rows of cyber teeth by chance?
Yeah, you can see in
Wow.
it where they get kind of some of the deceased and cloned body parts and stuff, where they've harvested to do the tongues. Like you can see a bucket of teeth over by the tongues, by the tongue farm, all the way in the back. But
I keep access to that. To keep like an eye on that bucket just in case we gotta fire our way out, and I just like point over to Phoenix, and Inferno would say, "Extra ammo in that bucket."
And yeah, you can tell these two security guards, Worf, they look like basic security guards. You're not getting a big read on them. You can tell that they've got some things on them, like there's some bulk to them, but they're very compact and covered. Like they're not holding rifles out or anything. They're just kind of walking around the pod. This is a very secure unit, one way in, one way out sort of thing. So they're not really walking around, holding weapons out or such. But you can tell they've got some things going on. But with that perception, you're not getting enough detail out of them. Inferno, on the other hand, you get a much better read on them. You can tell each one has a shotgun strapped within a case on their back. You can also tell that they have some type of cyber weapons or something going on around the hip or waist, or possible on the thigh, because there's some bulk in these sort of like cargo clothes that they're wearing. They have like the typical security agent sort of cargo wear, like tactical gear. But yeah, you can tell they have some type of probably pistol or something going on waist side or something, some bulk, something, who knows. But you clearly can see shotguns on their backs. And aside from that, I'll say with that perception, you can see that they've got some cyberware going on. Like you see cyber eyes glowing. You see one of them has a cyber arm, because you can clearly see it down his hand outside of the cargo outfit. Yeah.
I kind of like text everybody the info, like, hey, watch it, or we got shotguns. This guy's got a cyber arm. They both got cyber eyes. Just be careful.
Are you guys wearing armor?
Oh yeah, everyone's in their full normal Edgerunner gear. Everyone's got their normal shit on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then and I'll just say yep. And like I said, just in case, I found a bucket of cyber teeth, so if I need to use a last second weapon for any reason.
You do need help.
No, I need a sponsorship for the Triggervitis. That's what I need.
I mean, if I see it in act, like internally, I keep seeing you looking at the bucket of teeth, and like the same thought process is going on in my head. If he can make it work, then maybe it takes off and we make billions of eddies on a cheap weapon. Might be career change for old Bones.
Hey, I'll tell you, by the end of it, 9 out of 10 doctors would recommend.
I lean into Tara and I'm like, hey, watch this. My character recently went and did laundry, so he still got quarters in his pocket. He like pats it. This is my ammo bag for the same gun. And unless you want to add to it, you're going to apologize to your fucking secretary when we leave. Comprende, Bones?
Listen, we're just here to do a job. I'm paying you, and we've made it this far without the hiccup. Let's keep going. Maybe the job will take care of itself. Maybe I don't have to worry about you. Maybe you don't have to worry about me.
Oh, Phoenix, your mic is muted.
I said, boys, quit your shit. That's pretty much what Phoenix was saying. And if you want the box of teeth, I can try to steal them for you.
Appreciate you.
Because you know how she likes to steal things.
Yeah, you can try. You can go for that. Yeah, give me go with pickpocket. Let's go with that.
Where's my pickpocket? Where are you at?
Tech skills or...
There it is.
Yeah, it should be under tech skills, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yep, got
Got
all
16.
of that. Good.
Nice. Hold on one second. Nice. Yeah. You are you grabbing the bucket of teeth or grabbing a handful out of them, or what are you doing?
I was just gonna grab the bucket. I couldn't put my hand in it. I was just gonna grab it and put it in my bag.
Yeah, you pick up the bucket, stick it in your bag, and no one notices. Security guards are already making their round around the pod. They're already kind of back from the third section into the second section. Everyone's working or plugged up to a machine or busy. No one notices. You got a bucket of teeth for Datara. Yeah.
Yeah, I just walk around next to Datara and like smile. I just kept walking.
I just like I shake my head and just keep moving on with the project. How does security door from pod 2 to pod 3 look like?
The same as the other. Just at the other end of this pod, there's the normal security, electronic security swipe for your card. Another 2 people mover to pod 3.
Cool, awesome. In my head, I'm thinking this is way too easy, and then I message everybody through thought command. Anybody get the feeling that this is going a little bit too easy?
Yeah, I just say for the internals, like, yeah, I do gotta agree. We were just able to walk through with no problem.
I mean, I get to know people and I know this place, but I mean, if it's this easy to get back here,
is it possible he's expecting you?
I hope not. And if so, then I might have to stop at pod 3 for a little while you guys figure it out.
Well, let's see what we go into pod 3.
Let's hit it. And I walk over to security, scan my badge, the whole 9 yards, and open up the door, saunter in, wait for the elevator or the conveyor to convey us over again.
Yeah, you pop that open. Just as you pop that open and start entering in that transport tube to pod 3, just as that opens, you hear a voice from behind you. I just say, "Hey, a reason you're out of your pod?" And you look back, and it's one of the security guards.
I got clearance. This guy Worf right here, he's a rocker boy. He has very, very good experience with his chemical makeup of his body. I don't know how it works, but listen, pod 3, they want to analyze this guy a little bit more. And these 2 other ones here, brand manager, I point to Phoenix, and bodyguard. Very important to his image and very important to his well-being. You know how rocker boys go. Yeah, and I what's called rub my head with my fingers. Listen, guards, guys, I don't have much time. I got to get them over there. I'm sorry. Next time we'll catch up a little bit more. But I got badges. You can even ask Lexa, and you can also ask Alex or Axel.
Yeah, he looks down at your badge. He sees that it's lit with all 3, all the way up to pod 3, and he looks at it and says, "Oh, okay, yeah, I guess take care of him." And he kind of points at the rocker and Phoenix and Inferno, like he's annoyed too. Take care of him. And then he turns around. As he's turning around, he notices Datara's with you as well, and kind of walking into that transport with you. And he stops and he puts his hand on your shoulder, Datara, kind of stopping you from following them. And he just says, "Excuse me."
I just pull out the application. Job shadow. Don't worry about it.
He grabs the paperwork to examine it. I didn't realize we had a new hire. Oh, okay, yeah, here. And he hands it back to you, turns around and starts walking back with the other security guard, kind of doing his rounds as all of you enter that next people mover to get up to pod 3. You make your way all the way to pod 3, get that door open and kind of see how that looks and what happens. And this is where we'll end our session, right as you're entering pod 3.
Oh, no. We don't get to see what happens.
He's setting her up.
Yeah, we're expected.
He's killing us all.
But yeah, we'll leave it right there where you make it all the way to pod 3. You know that Axel has given you access and says, get Worf there if he's seeing color, sounds and smelling colors or whatever's going on. Bring him here to the addiction and toxicity department or whatever. What was it? The AARC department in pod 3. So you're entering pod 3. You've got to deal with Axel and deal with that, and yeah, when we start our session next week, that's where we'll dive in. Anybody that's just tuning in or was watching, this is an official one-shot, but we are breaking it into 2 parts so we don't go too late We know that Nolan has work tomorrow, as well as the rest of us. We have things we need to take care of. So yeah, we'll end the session here on that little bit of a cliffhanger, and we'll continue it next week, Wednesday, same place, same time, and yeah. Any last words or thoughts?
Venus is gonna be good.
God. Great.
I'm really
About
glad
to-
that we didn't use I'm really glad that we didn't use the Tara's pass for the first time. That 'cause-
Yeah. I'm glad we waited.
yeah, that came in handy.
It did work. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I
Yeah,
think,
we're about to get jumped.
Yeah.
We're about to get jumped next
I think
time.
yeah, I think
We're all gonna die.
I think I'm pretty impressed with how tactful everybody is being between getting the passes, the fake work pass, working the receptionists to make it happen. It's been real tactful, and not gonna lie, with these passes and decisions, even like looking over how to make the fake passes and things, so you can make more if you needed to, like things like that, like very, very tactful and smart. And then you've been kind of lucky. I've done all of a couple contested roles during this to kind of work with those things that you have, like the passes, like that work permit, right? And man, you have an incredible DV to beat. Like you've had some good rolls and good decisions so far. So really impressed with the session so far. We'll see if it keeps going as well next week. We'll see how that turns out. And thanks, chat, for being part of it.
Yes.
The +2s, and
Thank you so much.
especially the patrons on Patreon. The funniest fucking kibble ideas, seriously. PWB, said so good to get my Cyberpunk itch scratched. Thanks, Rob, for including us patrons. Well, PWB, thank you for that extensive list of hilarious kibble flavors. They're so good.
Yeah, we need to post that on the page.
Yeah, I
I
should
thought it
grab
was on the
everyone's.
page.
Yeah. Well, I'll take them off Patreon. I'll put them in the Discord or somewhere where everyone else can read them, because those are
Oh,
great.
yeah, for
hilarious.
sure.
Yeah,
They're
everyone
good.
has so many good ones. But yeah, great job, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Like I said, same place, same time. Take care.
Yep, catch y'all later.
Night.
Get sleep.
Cybernation Uncensored.